Welcome back, everybody, to Total Nonstop Impact. Impact Talk for Impact fans, featured right here on the TNI network. This is the Impact Wrestling Review for May 12th, 2020. Jaybone, let's kick this thing off.
This is the real Impact Wrestling World Champion, Big Michael Elgin, and you're listening to Total Nonstop Impact.
This is the jaw-jacking Tuesday Night Impactin'. His mother called him son because he shines like one. Mocha Skin Manimal, Rohit Raju, and you are watching Total Nonstop Impact.
This is Taya La Güera Loca, and you are listening to Total Nonstop Impact.
The Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander, and you're listening to Total Nonstop Impact.
We are the Rascals. And you are listening to Total
Nonstop
Impact Podcast, baby.
Woo! And what you're really listening to is Total Nonstop Impact. Don't you dare miss a lesson. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
What's up, Impact Wrestling? Let's make some noise!
This is the good stuff.
Welcome, everybody, to Total Nonstop Impact. Impact Talk for Impact fans, the #1, your favorite Impact Wrestling podcast on the planet. I am your host, Trent. I'm joined by my wonderful co-host. We have Alicia back in the house.
How's it going?
Scumbag is here. Kyle the Scumbag is here, being scummy as shit, as always.
As always.
Jaybone is back from vacation. We're going to talk about the whole trials and tribulation of Jaybone's vacation. But guys, to the box, to the right of me, it needs no introduction at all. I don't even have to say anything. We are joined by the manager extraordinaire, the fashion plate himself, John E. Bravo in the house. What's happening, John?
Hey, man. First of all, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Whoa, Trent. You just broke tradition. Pause. Round of applause for the great Johnny Bravo.
Round of applause.
Everybody stand up.
Johnny Bravo.
First of all, the name is John, capital letter E, period, Bravo. Get it right. You don't actually do your research. Don't insult me by calling me the cartoon character Johnny Bravo.
I apologize, John. That won't happen again.
What's the name of the garbage show that I'm on right now?
This is Total Nonstop Impact.
Sorry, I researched because my publicist just like, you're going on a show, and I'm like, okay, if I have to, I will. And how many people actually listen to this hot trash?
Thousands. John, we have thousands of listeners all over the world. Especially, we're huge internationally. I mean, you're getting an international audience tonight. Just letting you know that.
Who is this Alicia brought? Listen up, Toots. What is your name? Alicia, how do you pronounce your last name?
Alicia Bikeki.
When have you been on the show?
Since last week.
This is your second week?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm a noob.
I don't know whether to say congratulations or I'm sorry. I got a couple questions for you. How do you get hooked up with three gentlemen to do a podcast like this? Like, where does your life go wrong? Kyle, don't play sound bites over me. That's one of my pet.
No bites?
I don't need sound bites to enhance what's going on here, right? So
You're the guest. I'm sorry, Mr. Bravo. You're the guest.
We got to adhere to this.
Back to Alicia. So listen up. How does your life go drastically this bad? That like this is the culmination. Is this the greatest thing you've ever done in your life? Because if it is, I'm sorry for you.
Oh no. It's been a really fun experience so far. I've been a fan and just happy to tag along.
Did we explain how you got involved with the show last week, or did we just kind of show up like a sitcom where all of a sudden we're supposed to just know?
Oh, I just showed up. Like the cousin in the Brady Bunch. I was just there one season.
While you're on the show, this just kind of happened?
Yeah, actually.
John, you're giving us all. I mean, we've been on 38 seconds, and you're roasting us like this is a summertime barbecue.
We bring a guest on. I've never had somebody come here on the show and just start roasting us like this. You know, I like it, but man, you're kind of an asshole, John. No offense.
Excuse me, let me finish. So back to you, Alicia. This is what I suggest for you. I think tomorrow you call your mom and dad, you apologize with where your life went wrong, and you do your best to kind of get back on the straight and narrow and work something better out for your life. Okay, honey? That's my suggestion to you.
All right, John.
Duly noted.
Take it easy, John. I actually have questions to ask you, if that's okay. I mean, you're giving us a hard time.
We finally get a female on the show, and this guy's scaring her off. She's not going to come back on ever again. Come on, man.
I got tougher skin than that.
If she was smart, Kyle, she wouldn't come back. Anyway, Trent, questions, go for it.
Well, John, I mean, you throw me. I mean, we got no vibe here now. Now I'm on the defense constantly. I feel like I'm the 89 Pistons over here against the Bulls. What's going on?
I see Jaybone up there keeping quiet because he doesn't want to get hit with some Bravo shrapnel. Right?
He's hiding out. He's hoping you don't look at him.
There, your time may or may not be coming, depending on my mood and the quality of the questions.
All right, well, let's start off. With
it can't be any worse than my vacation I just got back.
What a warm welcoming back for Jaybone.
Unbelievable.
Kicked in the balls.
They care about the wrestling and the show. Nobody wants to hear about your boring vacation, so just be quiet.
Sorry, Jay. Sorry, bud. All right, John, you returned to the show tonight.
Did I not warn you guys? I did.
You did warn us. Guys in the chat, everybody watching live, he did warn us. Okay, he did warn us. He did say you're safe. So he warned us.
Hey, Trent, I said, do you want the guy from TV or the gut check guy? And you said you want a combination of both. So there
I said, give me John. I said, give me the man, the legend himself. And shit, I had no idea the legend was a potpourri of everything. Okay, I just want to find it out.
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Jay, wait till he gets to you, then it won't be as beautiful. Because I mean, look, he's roasting. All right, listen, John. You came back to the show tonight. You had a little thing with Rose. What's going on with you and Rosemary now? What was this all about?
Honest with you, the dog, Mr. Mundo went disappearing on the day of tapings. I don't know where he went. I don't know how he got there. And I'm not sticking to some storyline, but legitimately they took Mr. Mundo from me. And then all of a sudden he's got this on his head, and I'm told he's not allowed to take it off, and I can't get it off.
What's going on there?
I guess we'll find out together. Like they say, tune in next week. She's a crazy broad. She stole Mr. Mundo. Why? I don't know, but I guess we'll all have to figure it out together, won't we?
Yeah, I mean, I still can't figure out, guys, what is going on between what's this friendship between Rosemary and Taya? Where do you fit in all? Are you gonna play? Are you gonna play peacemaker here? Are you gonna make sure you're the gatekeeper, keeping Taya safe? What's happening here?
Taya is my number one priority. Taya is our queen. Taya is your queen. Taya is everything. I mean, I realize she's a little abusive to me at times, and rightfully so. I deserve it. But you guys got to remember something too. It's all smoke and mirrors, right? Like we act like we don't get along on TV, but isn't that the joke of it? Like everything's a meticulous plan with her and I. It's a distraction. Like there was a reason she kept her knockouts title as long as she did. I look like a bubbling buffoon. I do it very well. Everybody's all like, Bravo's stupid. And then when they're busy looking at me, she's busy doing what she's got to do to keep her winning streak alive. So it's very meticulous. It's very intelligent. It's way over people's heads and they don't get it.
All right, fair enough. Kyle, I know you're dying to ask John something here. I'm going to kick it to you.
No, I just need to point out that, like Whoopsie said in the comments here, I'm not buying any of that, John. To be honest, I think that Taya is quite abusive towards you, and I think you're coming on our show and taking it out on us. And I don't think we deserve that.
What do you have to say about that?
On an interview.
Wow, what was the gentleman's name that said that analogy?
Whoopsie from Long Island.
Okay, maybe Whoopsie come up with a better name next time. But anyway, I don't agree with that. Taya loves me, and I love her, and we will be together forever. You can write that down.
All right, listen, fair enough. Well, John, you went from wrestler to referee to now manager at a time when managers aren't really known to do a lot. Like you're doing a lot. I mean, you're longest reigning knockouts champion. You're one of the best managers, one of the few and best managers on the scene right now. How's that transition work out? I mean, did you ever see yourself becoming a manager? I mean, you are the manager of champions now. Did you predict this happening?
No, I absolutely am the manager of champions. What I'm doing is a lost art. Like people forget like the greatness that Bobby Heenan was. Bobby Heenan could be serious as a heart attack if he needed to be. But Bobby Heenan, on the other hand, could be completely funny and entertaining. Like I'm not comparing myself to Bobby Heenan. There's no way that I could ever live up to being Bobby Heenan, but I'm following the template the best that I can because nobody does that anymore. If you actually look at what Taya and I are doing from an analytical standpoint, all managers get along with their clients. Like that's the new 2020 managerial thing. We are probably the only one in wrestling right now where the projection is Taya and I don't get along, but somehow we're always successful. And that's why it's funny, because nobody else is doing it. Like the last time that somebody did that well was Virgil in $1 Million Man. He was very
true.
Virgil. Like that dynamic is lost in pro wrestling, and that's something that Ty and I sat down and specifically said that we were going to emulate. So for everybody who's like, "Oh, Bravo's a piece of crap. He doesn't know what he's doing," the last laugh is on me, because we know exactly what we're doing, and you guys are too dumb to figure it out.
Hey, listen, I'm here. Who are we to question? Really, honestly, Jaybone. I mean, who are we to question? We talk. We put you guys over every week. We're probably your biggest fans. Honest to God, Jaybone can't stop talking about you. Ever since we saw you at Bound for Glory, he's been like the biggest Johnny Bravo fan ever. So,
I was before we went live. Before you guys came in the studio. I was catching up with him a little bit and just reminiscing a little bit about All Glory last year. Yeah, that was a highlight of the whole weekend for me. Honestly, running into Johnny Bravo.
Is that when he insulted you personally and cut you down and just totally?
No, I complimented him. Said it was nice to meet him. This is why we were listening to your band. Your band actually did phenomenal.
Thank you, John. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. No, listen. All abuse aside, there have been times where John has been nice to us, and those are some of the times. Like aside from today,
there's no proof out there.
There's no proof.
You speak for yourself, Trent. I've never had any interactions with Johnny Bravo, and quite frankly, I was a big fan of his before he came here on the show. I was ready to interview him. He kicks off the show insulting us, so you guys can play these games and still kiss his ass because he's here on the show. But I want you to know, John, I'm offended.
Calm down, Kyle.
I've got the side eye.
About your opinion. Just keep being offended and keep being Taya Stalker out there. She's aware who you are. She doesn't like You're actually not me. You're the creeper out. Yeah, that's right. Jaybone knows what's up. You're the
John.
Creeper.
I gotta ask. So I'm not sure.
That's cool, bowling alley Bravo. Real cool.
I got
all your outfits are coming from the Jesus. I saw Big Lebowski. You're a fraud.
Okay, go ahead. I just seen Big Lebowski like 2 weeks ago, and that looks nothing like me. So try
the
again.
Purple shirt. Come on, man. The purple shirt. Give me that. The purple shirt.
The suits.
No sequins on it at all. It's not even close. It's only like you and Josh Matthews give a rat's butt about that joke. No one cares about bowling alley, bro. That's dumb.
It's gonna stick. It's gonna stick.
We'll see.
Well, let's see, John. I gotta ask you a question. Now, I don't know if you knew. I don't know if Taya's talked about it, because Taya does not like Kyle. Like they had a feud back about a year ago.
Oh, look at Kyle. Who in their right mind would like Kyle? Even didn't like Kyle. That's why she COVID. I mean, come on. That's why he was out for all those weeks. That's why it was Mother Nature's way of trying to get rid of him. Look at him.
Jesus Christ.
You bring somebody on the show, you think you're going to get an interview, and he comes on here, and it turns into a roast.
Unbelievable.
I will no longer support you, John. As a fan, we're through.
Kyle, let's kiss and make up. You want to kiss and make up over the online, as the kids call it? Come on.
Go do that.
Well, you know what? I think we can make up, because tonight on Impact Wrestling, you dropped a Ronnie the Limo Driver reference in your promo there, your vignette, whatever you'd like to call it, and you referenced the great Ronnie the Limo Driver. And I know me and all the Howard Stern fans, all watching, all the Impact fans out there, we popped for it. So if we can kiss and make up off that, that'd be all right with me.
We did bond a little bit before we went on the air with that. So, like, if you're willing to forgive me, I'm willing to forgive you. But if I see an opening where I'm going to make funny, I'm going to take it. Just don't take personal offense. That's the world of pro wrestling. Get used to it.
There you go. Fair enough.
Let's restart on a clean slate. All right.
Fair enough.
Take two.
All right, John. John, I got to ask you though. What you've been in Impact for a couple of years now. What did you say is your favorite thing about being in the company? What's the best thing about that Impact Wrestling locker room that you could say? I mean, you were on the top. You've been with champions. You're with Taya. You're with the #1 knockout of all time. So you're up here already. But looking down at the rest of them, what's the best thing about that locker room?
Legitimately, Trent, it's the roster, man. The roster is a group of people that actually want to be with the company and actually is looking to make change. Like, it comes off on TV, and you can tell that. You can tell when you have a roster of people that don't want to be in a company. They're just looking to use the company as like a stepping stone. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen in wrestling, because that happens all the time. But this legitimate group of people want to be in this company. They want to make this company successful, and all of us in our little way want to save the company because the company had a bad reputation for years, but it doesn't anymore. It literally is a pleasure to be around the camaraderie of the locker room. It is a pleasure to be around the attitude of the locker room, and some of the television that we've produced in the last few weeks, I think, is going to reflect that. And some of the stuff that we have planned for the future is just going to blow your guys' socks off. Just stay tuned and keep watching, man.
That's so we're excited. Alicia, I don't want to leave you hanging over. I know you probably got a couple of things you want to ask John. I definitely don't want to cut you off.
Well, mostly how you've been holding up through what's going on through current events.
I keep busy. Like a lot of people say they're bored online, and I don't understand that, to be honest with you. Like, how can you be bored with life? There's always something to do. You can be bored that your daily routine is broken up, but you can always find something to do. You know, people complain that clothes, work out at home. I check in with Taya at least 5 times a day, and that's legitimate because if she needs anything, I have to, like, if I have to mail her something, because we're obviously not in the same state, I still do my best to video conference with her and see if she needs anything. Because I'm her manservant, I'm her manager, I'm her everything. But yeah, like if you're one of these people who are like, you know, I got nothing to do, and you've lived in a dirty ass stinky house. If you haven't cleaned your house by the end of this COVID-19 and cleared your house out, there's something wrong with you, because like you should take this time and be productive. But it is tragic. A lot of people are sick. A lot of people are dying, and it's not cool, but like you got to do what they say, man. You got to social distance. You got to quarantine. And so far, all my friends and family, and hopefully all of your friends and family, are safe and healthy, and nobody got it, because that would be awful. So just yeah, man, that's how I've been dealing with it.
Very nice, man. Very cool. Nice. We well, you know, Kyle did get it. He beat it. You know, he's a young man. He beat that.
I survived.
He survived it. He survived
it. 9 lives.
Nurse Nicole, John, who you've met, she beat it. You know, she's a nurse. She beat it. So we got, you know, it's hit home a little bit, but we've all kicked out. You know, it's just nice.
The nurse, she's like one of the people who was like the savior of this. You know, she's exposed to it every day, I'm sure, in her profession. So you got to give her props for putting her life on the line, and I'm glad to hear. Hey, I wasn't aware that she had it, man.
Yeah, she did get it. Yeah, but she kicked it this weekend. She's back to work today. Right back in the hospital, man. So definitely. We had a couple of questions here. Let's get some of these questions from the crowd here while they're asking John. Kevin Martin, you know, Impact Wrestling's Kevin Martin here is asking, how do you feel about being an honorary Slamtown citizen at this match? Slamtonian, John.
What does he mean honorary? I am in Slamtown. There's no honor.
Not being. No. Taya tweeted and told us you are not from Slamtown yesterday.
That's the smoke and mirrors that I'm talking about.
We got to remember that. We got to remember that, guys.
For all those months. You know, who held his title? Who polished his abs at the pay-per-view? Who sang songs with him in promos? Like Dr. Donnie, I am a member of Slamtown. You know, that's the smoke and mirrors. Don't let the online persona of Taya Valkyrie fool you. She's the greatest. But the projection is we don't get along when we're like this.
Okay.
All right. Hey, listen, I can dig it. I can dig it, John. Listen, look, we're not here to question your relationship with Ty. We see it. You know, obviously there's good stuff going on out there, right, Jaybone? I mean, you know, we've been watching this since the beginning, and we've been seeing all the success here, right? I mean, Jay knows, John, that you've been a vital part of that title reign, and there's no way she would have been longest reigning Knockouts champion if it wasn't for the great Johnny Bravo.
Gentlemen, I always tell her she's the French fry, I'm the ketchup. She's the main course, and I just take what she did because she's a phenomenal heel even without me. She's a phenomenal champion without me. She's a phenomenal human being even without me. But when you add me in there, it just enhances what that woman has done with her career. Like, I'm not wholly responsible for anything she's done because, like, she has proven. She has absolutely proven that she can fly on her own. But, like, you throw me into the mix, you know, she's got a little punching bag. She's got a little somebody she can play off of. She's got somebody that enhances her heel persona, and that's me. Like, I make what she made great, and I just make it great. I make it greater.
That's great. Hey, listen, no, we're not here to question.
True. The roster needs more people like you. That is one thing that is lacking in the world of professional wrestling over the last, I'd say, at least decade or so, is they absolutely need more just managers, you know. And there's been a couple, I'm not going to say any names, but there's been a couple out there that just didn't cut it, didn't really do much to enhance their, you know, who they were representing.
And the problem, I'm glad you brought this up. The legitimate problem with managers is they try to get themselves over. You get yourself over as a manager by not trying to get yourself over. Like you get X amount of segments in your clients' segments, and that's where you shine. When you try to hog the spotlight, when you try to make it about yourself too much, then you overshadow the talent, and then it's not funny. Like the whole reason Taya and I work, the whole reason Johnny and I work is because I cater to everything they need. I cater to everything they do. I just enhance what they are. Like I'm the exclamation point at the end of their sentence. Like it's all about them. And when I get my little moments, that's when my little nuggets of greatness come.
That's great. Now, who's your favorite manager? Growing up, who was a favorite manager? Who did you like? I mean, who's an influence on you? I know you stand in a world of your own, John, but who's an influence on you?
Oh, absolutely, Bobby Heenan. I said, he's the absolute template. Like when he needed to be funny, he could be funny. When he needed to be serious, you're like, wow, Bobby Heenan's crazy. He was not afraid to make himself look stupid, and that's exactly what I'm literally trying to emulate. There's no managers that want to do that anymore. Every manager wants to be serious. Every manager wants to be Paul Heyman, where they're like, this is my client and I get along with my client. No, man, it's not about getting along with your client. It's about making your client greater than you are. And if Taya needs to step on my neck to enhance herself, that's my job. That's what they pay me to do. And I have zero problem with that because it's worked out well for me, because people like yourself have noticed what I'm doing. I do appreciate the fact that you guys are smart enough to see what we are doing on television, because it's not about me, it's about her. And in essence, you guys appreciate the fact of what I am actually doing with her.
John, will you manage Kyle in some fashion? The kid needs help. I mean, he is a walking disaster. I mean, your guidance has been great for everybody you've touched. You've got this golden touch. Could you help Kyle? I mean, he's a walking disaster, man. Could you give him something to hang his hat on?
Let's talk about Kyle looking like that kid from the Creeps. Was it the Creeps that
the Creeps?
Trent, I purposely didn't want to discuss this with you because I wanted to discuss it organically on the air so we could actually have a banter and make it interesting so we didn't ruin it.
All right, let's talk about this.
The kid that looks like Kyle, his name's William Dibley. He's from, I want to say, Chatham, Ontario. I trained this kid at the Can-Am Wrestling School at Scott Demore's.
Look at that.
Okay. He got, God bless him. He's like a 5-year student. And I kid you not, that match that you've seen on TV, that was legitimately his first match.
Wow. Really? In 5 years?
He was never allowed to graduate because, like I said, God bless him, he's no good. And at our school, we don't do like what other wrestling schools do. We don't pass people through just because they pay the tuition off. That's unfortunately why there's so many bad wrestlers out there in the world, in my opinion, because a lot of wrestling schools say, oh, you paid your $5,000, you're free to go do what you want. That's like going to a legitimate college and studying your butt off and getting straight A's, and then somebody else, F's around in college and, flunks out, and you guys both get a diploma just because you guys paid the same amount of money. That's what wrestling has morphed into. But I'm not at Can-Am Wrestling School. Will Dibley has not been allowed to graduate. He has some of the biggest heart that I've ever met in a student, because anybody else would have quit after 5 years. They'd have been like, you're not going to let me have my match and I'm going to quit. And don't get me wrong. He doesn't have the best mindset for wrestling, but we needed somebody to wrestle the North. And this guy came up like, hey, this is his first match. Wouldn't it be funny to see a guy have his first match on national television wrestling the tag team champions of the world? And lo and behold, that's the last thing he does and the last and only thing he does in his career, he can go to bed happy at night because he, after 5 years of struggling to get something, he got it. But the resemblance between him and Kyle, completely
uncanny.
They look like twins.
You know what? I was denying it here on the show. They're beating me down about it, and then it was all over our social media pages. I'd like to know who put those up. I'll deal with them later. But you know what? I've accepted it. You know what? I think that guy from the Creeps, what is his name again?
His name's William Dibley.
William Dibley, great-looking guy. I bet he gets a whole lot of chicks.
Oh, absolutely, he does that. Can we start calling you Creepy Kyle now that you're accepted?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That is going to stick.
There it is. It's already in the chat. It's already in there. The listeners are already doing it.
Thanks.
John, speaking of the training now, we saw a gut check. Now, you basically came, you're treating us like some gut check students tonight. That's fine. That's fine. We need a little whipping. But
you better than the gut check students.
Well, let's talk about it. With everyone in the chat, I know, guys, get your questions for gut check. Right? We had a lot of people wanted to ask about gut check stuff. Now, nobody until we saw gut check, we thought, hey, Rob was a nice guy. He's goofy. He's happy-go-lucky guy. We never knew this side of you, John.
part of my genius. Okay, like that guy that you've seen, unfortunately, on Gut Check. That's the real guy. That's me on a weekly basis at the Can-Am Wrestling School. That's students giving me heart attacks because they don't know their simple basics. That was not for show. That was not scripted. That was legitimately me flipping out because these young kids come in and they want a job, and I get it. Like I did a tryout, get my foot in the door, so I understand the nerves and everything. But when they don't even know the basics, like it drives me crazy. And I think they all kind of came in thinking I was this guy with the sunglasses and the earmuffs, and the shiny shirt and the Mr. Mundo dog. And people assume they know you from television. And when I'm in the school atmosphere, I'm a completely different person. Like this whole thing that you see before you is premeditated. This is all planned out. Like this is an extension of that guy at the Gut Check. But I felt that they were a little too comfortable. I felt that they were taking a lot of the training too easy, and a lot of that stuff that got cut out. I told them that to their face. Everybody was there, and everything was just like, everything was too happy. Not that it should be miserable, but they were all very much like, oh, this is okay. If I get the job, whatever. No, you should be scrounging and clawing to get this job. You should not just be taking it lackadaisical. I think the last two guys, Shogun Jackson Stone and Tyler Turva, were the ones that showed the most out of everybody. And I'm glad that those two got to the finals, and they had one hell of a match in the finals there. And I think for the time being, the right man won. I do believe Tyler Turva has a future with Impact Wrestling. I just think that's just a matter of time, to be honest with you.
Are we going to see more Gut Check, John? Are we seeing more of it?
I would hope to think so. There's something I want to touch on real quick too. The only reason there was 4 episodes and they were 15 minutes apiece is because we had not to give too much away, but I'm not going to name names, but we had a production team changing of the guards, if you will. And one of the guys that worked there as a production guy ended up either quitting or getting fired. It was like a miscommunication of whatever. And a lot of the footage that he had in his possession did not actually make it to where it needed to go. There was some stuff in Dayton, Ohio that I was the producer on. I produced a whole day of Gut Check. That would have been at least 1 to 2 episodes. I produced that. I interviewed people. I filmed stuff with a camera. I turned all this stuff into this guy. And I found out after the fact, after Gut Check was being edited and thrown into the can, that none of that footage ever seen the light of day. And that guy's boss that no longer is with the company didn't know what I was talking about. I said, I sent like 25 minutes worth of footage on this day. I sent like 35 minutes on this day. Where did it go? He said, I never got it, which is part of the reason the guy, it doesn't work there anymore. But that's why everything, maybe if you watched it, seemed a little like overly edited and disjointed, is because there was a whole section of that I would have loved for the general public to actually see that process of the Gut Check that never actually got to see the light of day.
Interesting. Very cool. Listen, I'd love to. I know, Jay, we talked about it a lot on the show too. We were really discussing Gut Check quite a bit when it was there, right?
Yeah, we were excited about it to see like the next, because there was the phase before. There was 10 years ago ish, whatever, give or take a little,
roughly, yeah.
And then now, and obviously a very, very different feel to it. This one honestly had a little more organic kind of feel to it. Honestly, I think.
Yeah, I believe we could do a better job at it in the future. Not that it wasn't good. I love the way it turned out. I'm always a perfectionist. I'm always wanting to strive for better. And I do believe that if we do another Gut Check, I believe that it will even be bigger and better than the last one that we did personally.
John, you mentioned Ohio. Alicia is a big fan of whatever wrestling comes out of Ohio. She's like the Ohio #1 fan club, rah cheerleader, right? Give me your people. Don Callis is always shitting on Ohio. He's always putting Ohio down. I mean, I'm a Midwestern guy, so I got a little affinity for Ohio. Okay, what are your thoughts on Ohio? Is it as bad as Callis makes it out to be? Are all those guys as culty as they make it out to be? I mean, give us a little feedback.
Absolutely, those guys are culty 100%. But I get along with crazy people. There's not a guy on the roster that's not from Ohio that I don't get along with. Like if you could actually see me on Impact tapings, I get along with each and every one of those Ohio guys. I love each and every one of them, and it is culty, and that's what makes it good. And they're proud of their kookiness. They're proud of their cultiness. And people like Don Callis don't understand that. And why should he? He's an elite. Like, look at him. Like that's beneath, as it should be. Like he doesn't belong in that world. He's superior. So let him be superior. Everybody from Ohio and like people like myself, we all are inferior, and we embrace that, and that's what makes it great.
All right, fair enough. Now, John, I got to ask, Are you ever going to put the boots on again? Are we going to see you in a match ever again? Are we going to see John lace him up one more time? Maybe fight for Taya if you have to.
Absolutely, I would. See, here's the thing. Like I wrestle obviously in what I'm wearing now because as you guys have talked about before, I am a wrestler. I wasn't a wrestler on the indies for years, but if you take the indie wrestler that is John capital letter E period Bravo and put that guy on TV, although like you guys might be interested because like I got like a little bit of a cult following, but like the majority of the world's not going to care. They want to see this shiny, sparkly guy that does whatever Taya wants, gets his butt kicked. And if Taya needed me to get my butt kicked in the ring for her, I absolutely 100% would take a bullet for that woman because she's so wonderful. And that's a shoot.
Kyle, do you wish you had that kind of loyalty out of anybody, Kyle? I mean, that's incredible. I don't think you've ever had that kind of loyalty from anyone.
You know, Trent,
not even me.
I'm a one-man band. You know, I'm a one-man band. You know.
I mean, I wouldn't take a bullet. I love you like a bro. I wouldn't take a bullet for you, Kyle. I'm just saying.
You know, I want to take it back to those clothes, man. Trent was asking you, do you have any influences as far as managers go? Forget the manager, forget the wrestling. I want to know, do you have any fashion influences? Is there anybody out there that influenced you? Because I mean, the glasses, the earmuffs, the shirt.
This whole thing is a result of Taya and John. If you actually go back and look at the first day that I managed John, and if you listen to my Tommy Dreamer podcast that I did with Dreamer, they gave me 13 hours to get my outfit together. No clue what I'm going to look like. So I did my best. I put on a purple shirt with a suit, and I looked at myself on TV, not because I'm trying to get myself over, but you got to do your homework. You got to see what you're doing. You got to see what works. You got to see what don't work. And I'm standing next to John, who, you know, I'm completely heterosexual, but he's a good looking guy, man.
He's a stud.
He's shiny. He's got muscles on his head. Here's me, this schlub referee standing next to him, and I'm like, wow, like I don't hold a candle to this guy. So I googled sequined dress shirts, and I found a company by the name of Jogel, and I just started buying everything on the website that I possibly could. And it turns out the guy that owns that company, he watches Impact Wrestling. And he loves the fact that I actually wear his shirts on TV every week. So now he sends me my wardrobe for free. And that's why all those shirts, that's why I have like 43 of them, because he's like, hey, man, free press for my company. So I'm not going to. So it was honestly, it was Johnny. And if you look, I had like the same 5 or 6 shirts when I managed Johnny. And then when I went to Taya, she's so beautiful. And she's got so many countless different colors of outfits that like I had to up my game. That's when like the rest of the 23 shirts came along, because Taya's ever changing, ever growing. She's colorful, and like you have to match that energy. If you don't match that energy, you can't hang with a girl like her. It isn't gonna work. So my influences are I'm like their bastard son, if you think about it. I took their look and I applied it to a boring referee guy, and that this is the results.
Very nice. How about for the kids who want to be like John E. Bravo, who want to look like you? Where can they find these shirts? You got like a referral link or like a plug you can plug.
You could just Google Jogel, Jogal, and Jogel also have a site on the Amazon shop. And there's always going on, and you literally, it's legitimately the exact same stuff that I wear on TV. So this shirt that you're seeing right now, you could actually own it in your house. And I'm not even gonna lie, I'm not just saying it because he gives me. It's one of the most comfortable shirts I've ever owned. It's like smooth and silky without actually being silk. I don't know how he does it. I'm not a clothes manufacturer, but if it's comfortable enough to wrestle in, it's comfortable enough to wear every day. And I realize you wouldn't wear this every day, but the reason it works is because I believe in what I look like. I walk in the room like I'm the best looking dressed guy in the room, and that's why it works. If I came in there all unconfident, it would be like, this doesn't work. So,
John, I appreciate you putting me on to some game, because I'm not going to totally steal your style, but I'm on jogel.com right now. Anybody is listening wants to check it out. I'm on jogel.com, and it's going to enhance this podcast for sure. I'm going to be getting me some of these shirts.
Why go for it? And you know what? The ladies love it. Like, they laugh, and that's what ladies like. Ladies like to laugh. So if you can make a lady laugh, you can wiggle your way into her heart.
Alicia, can we confirm that, please? Is that true?
Absolutely. 110%.
Very nice.
Now, but Alicia, let's say you're out, you're having a couple drinks, and some guy approaches you wearing one of those shirts. Let's say Johnny Bravo approaches you. You don't know him. You never seen him on TV. He's got that shirt on. Are you giving him a chance? Does he have any chance?
It's all in the attitude.
He's got a minute to say something interesting.
Yeah, he's got.
And then on your way.
Yeah, like tell her to go home and apologize to her parents for getting linked up into a podcast with 3 degenerate guys.
Guys, John, we got another question in the chat. We got a full show. We got a full guys. If you're just joining us, we are joined here by Impact Wrestling superstar manager extraordinaire John Capital E period Bravo. He is here with us. We just went off the air with Impact Wrestling. We are quadcasting on Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So if you're just joining us, if you let us know where you're from, if you got questions for John, we're not going to keep him too much longer. He's a busy man. He's got to check in on Taya before the night's over. I know, John. It's there's different time zones you get to check in. I know you're on a schedule there, so I'm not going to tie you up for too long. But somebody in the chat wants to know. Go ahead, Jay. I
have something very important. Okay, I'm gonna share a picture, and it was actually part of the thumbnail of this podcast this evening. This, is this it?
We're talking about the suit. I think I know what you're talking about, Jay.
This right here. Can you please give us a little background on this amazing effing suit?
Okay, I will try to condense the story so I don't bore your listeners. But Taya and I did Bound for Glory. And Taya and I took a couple weeks to figure each other out. Like chemistry doesn't just happen overnight. Like she didn't know me. I didn't know her. And the feeling out process was, it took a few weeks. So Bound for Glory comes around. And she gets a brand new orange outfit that she's been, for quite a while. I get a brand new purple Joker outfit that I've been saving for a while because it's pay-per-view. Her and I didn't communicate at all that we both were going to have new outfits. It just kind of happened. So we realized that we had missed an opportunity to kind of coordinate our look. So the next pay-per-view to happen was, what was the pay-per-view? It was Hard to Kill.
Hard to Kill, yep.
It was Hard to Kill. And she says to me randomly in Pennsylvania, she was like, I think I'm going to start going with Disney villain themes, just in general. And I think every pay-per-view, she should be a Disney villain and I should be the sidekick. And it doesn't, not necessarily the ones people are talking online. Like everyone's like, oh, she should be Ursula from Little Mermaid, or she should be the evil queen from Snow White. She was like, I'm going to do like obscure ones, but let's start. I think I'm going to start with Cruella de Vil. So just jokingly, I was like, I should dress up like a dog. Like that would be funny. and dressed up like a Dalmatian. And then she was like, well, I don't really want to cosplay. Let's just she was like, let's take that idea. Maybe you just and I said, what if I get a suit that looks like a Dalmatian? I didn't even know that they actually made them. I had to do some research to find it. So it's like basically the same suit that I wear on a weekly basis, except for it's a Dalmatian. And I was at first like Mr. Mundo, who was also named after Johnny Mundo. I was going to come out with 2 dogs. I was going to come out with a stuffed Dalmatian and Mr. Mundo. But Mr. Mundo was just starting. People are starting to appreciate him. So if I come out with 2 dogs, then it takes the focus off of Mr. Mundo. So I was like, I'll dress Mr. Mundo up like a Dalmatian. That would be fun too. So the joke of 101 Dalmatians was, Cruella de Vil wanted to kill all the dogs and make clothes out of their fur. So it made her and I, because she had Dalmatian fur on her gear. I had Dalmatian clothes. It looked like the ultimate heels, because Cruella didn't win the movie, but subconsciously, wow, these people are evil. They took these dogs and made clothes out of them, which we didn't. For the record, it's completely faux Dalmatian, and we would never do such a crazy thing. But that's the joke of it. That's the inside joke, for anybody that's seen the movie. Wow, Cruella got foiled, but Bravo and Taya did not. And that's how that whole thing came about. And we had a lot of fun putting that whole ensemble together. And I think I was telling Jaybone on Facebook that the rebellion outfit that never got to happen, hopefully still will by the end of the year. But that Disney themed villain rebellion outfit that her and I had planned was going to blow this one out of the water. Nobody would have seen it coming a million miles away. And hopefully the next pay-per-view, her and I get a chance to do it. So fingers crossed, everybody.
That's what we're looking for. We hope it still gets to happen. We hope, everything just gets, all we are is just pushed back a few months. The rebellion happens, Slammiversary, everything still takes place. Bound for Glory, just a little bit delayed. Maybe we're just shoving the calendar back. So we're hoping, man, we're definitely big. We're big supporters. John, Kyle was set to go to Rebellion in New York. Kyle had his tickets ready to go. We were all ready to go, man. And as you know,
what happens. But as long as everybody's safe and healthy, that's what matters, right?
Yeah,
you can't
exactly.
No doubt. John, just for the listeners, a bunch of people are asking, what are the games behind you? People want to know about the games. I asked you earlier, but people, why don't you tell the folks in the chat over here?
I got Mortal Kombat. I don't know if you can see. Hold on.
All right, so take us right to it, guys. Look, this is an exclusive. We're going to play the games.
Okay, I got Mortal Kombat. I got Marvel Superheroes. I got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Classic.
Amazing.
I got Final Fight.
How cool is that, guys?
I figured it would be more interesting than just looking at the back of my wall. It's something I'm very proud of and I work hard in. So thank you for admiring my games.
We like it. We like it a lot. It's a good quarantine project to get done, right?
I do, right? Like I said, always keep busy.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, John, we're not going to keep it too much. Anybody, any of us have another question for John? We're not going to keep the guys got to check in on Taya, guys. It's getting late. It's late in the day. Impact's off the air. She was on Aftershock. John, did you see her interview on Aftershock today?
Actually watching it, I was smiling because I didn't know she was going to be on. She told me there's a big surprise coming tonight. And she said, just watch. And she didn't tell me. So when she did it, I was laughing. I was laughing from ear to ear. It was actually really good.
You know, nice. John, I feel like we should have infiltrated Aftershock too. I mean, you got Jimmy Jacobs. You know, I've known Jimmy for a long time. He used to live in Chicago for a long time. I've seen Jimmy forever. And I said, you know, a little courtesy, Jimmy, you got to let us know that you guys are going live with a review show. We're trying to do a review show over here, John. Who can I yell at about this, John? I mean, I'm coming to you to be a spokesperson for us.
Yeah, and I can give them the message because that's my job, Impact. Because they're important, they don't want to be talked to. I'm the filter of Impact Wrestling. So
you let them know, John. You let them know what we're doing over here. We're the voice of the fans. Damn it, that's what we're trying to do over here.
You guys still have to review the show tonight, don't you? After
we're gonna blaze through it as soon as we're done. Listen,
talk about that Rohit Raju Trey match, man, because that was freaking
riveting.
Let's guys tore the roof off of that building when we filmed that. It was an excellent match.
Awesome. No, it was a great match. I can't wait to talk about that. We're big Rohit. We was on the show last week with us. We had a great time. And Kyle, you want to tell John about what you're doing with Rohit Raju? What's coming up?
Yes. Here on the TNI network, we have Kung Fu Theater. That's right. Me, Rohit, rest of the gang here are going to be co-streaming classic Kung Fu movies through Amazon Prime. It's going to be a party.
I'll actually watch that. When is that going to air?
We're shooting to go live with it next weekend, Saturday night. A lot of Wu-Tang talk, a lot of Kung Fu talk. It's going to be a party.
He gets the Wu-Tang references in there, man. I love me some Rohit. That's been my guy for years now. I love him.
Oh, he's a great dude, man. He's a great dude.
I got a question for you, though, John. You've been killing it with Taya. You are a manager of champions. But I just want to know, is there any chance of you managing anybody else in the future? You start your own Bravo family, anything like that?
Actually has been talk, not by me, because I'm too humble, believe it or not. You'd never guess my attitude. I'm too humble at the management, but I've had talent actually come up to me and management and say, I want Bravo to manage me. Multiple talent, not just like one or two. I don't know what they have planned for me. I don't know how long this ride is going to go. If they ever want me to go back to refereeing, I'll go back to refereeing. If they want me to go back to cleaning toilets, I'll clean toilets. But I feel that I bring something to the table that nobody else is really doing. And I think that they would benefit more if they kept me as a manager. And there's a lot of people that if I ever stopped managing Taya someday, which I don't foresee happening anytime soon, at least in the near future, there's a lot of people that are like, I want Bravo actually to manage me. And that when I heard that actually made me feel good. So yes, it is a possibility. It's very easy to figure that out. And it has nothing to do either with the clothes. It's the attitude of certain people. So look at the roster. Play your own games and figure out who Bravo can manage, because there's at least 5 to 6 people that Bravo can get away with managing on that show.
Beautiful. Guys, put in the chat. Put your guesses in. Go ahead, Jay. You're going to say something. I didn't mean to cut you off.
You have evolved the way this particular brand of, TNA becoming Global Force Wrestling, going back to Impact Wrestling has evolved. You've evolved right along with it, and that has been one of the most impressive things. Your character over the last couple of years came out of nowhere, and it's been an absolute joy to watch. It really has. How has it been working with this company and watching Impact Wrestling evolve around, not revolve around you? It should, though, but evolve, the way it has been over the last few years. How's that been?
It's with the company now officially 3 years as of this past March. And when we got to the company, it was a completely different company, completely different roster. watching the company change and grow the way it has, like we take a lot of pride in it because we know it's not an overnight fix. Like that was the thing that we came into with this company, realizing that you can't just, change people's minds overnight. It's a slow process, and we're legitimately getting to the point where people don't look at the company the same. You can't be complacent. You can't say, hey, we've evolved, let's just stay this way. There's plenty more things coming to impact the future, stuff I can't even talk about. Like when you guys hear like the plans that they have for the next 5 years, like it's gonna blow your minds and be like, that's the company I remember. They're aware of all that stuff. They know what they knew. They know what they need to do to get back to that point. As far as my character goes, my character, you can't, like, one thing I've learned from working with Johnny, one thing that I worked, working from Taya, even just working with Rosemary, you can't just stay the same. Like, you constantly have to grow, you constantly have to change, you have to watch back what you do. Kyle caught the Howard Stern reference in the Joker. You have to layer stuff. You have to tell people stories, whether they subconsciously get the stories or not. Like there have been things that I post on social media. There are things I say on TV where I'm telling the story and some people will get the way Kyle got it tonight and some people won't. And that's okay. But that's what keeps it good, because the niche people that do get the message, the hidden messages, behind the hidden messages, those are the people we do it for. You can't just stay like this and be boring, because that's what drove the company to the ground back in the day. But that company hasn't been that company in years. I'm proud to work for this company, and I'm anxious to see what the next 5 to 10 years holds for this company, because I plan on being here for a very long time.
That's awesome. What a great note to end it on. That is beautiful, John. That is wonderful. Thank you for being here. Where can people find you online? Where can they connect with you on social media?
Trent, the ticker's already telling them that.
No, okay. Well, let him tell them. Let them tell them.
I honestly say, like, I don't find me. That's what Google is for. Like, I don't care enough about people. Like I'm John capital E period Bravo. Like, look it up. Impact Wrestling. Like, do your own work. Like I don't care if I have followers. I care about the one. Like, I don't need 10,000 followers to be like, hey man, I'm over. I'm cool. If I have like 1,000 followers and like 800 of them get the joke, that's all I care about, man. So
all right,
Google.
beautiful.
That's what
fair enough. And John, let me ask you one favor. Can you tell the people who you are and what show they're listening to here? You want to just give us a little drop for us so they know? We can remind them in your voice every week that way.
Remind me the name of this garbage show again that I'm on, so we can revert back to the beginning of this.
All right.
Total Nonstop Impact. Is
That's it. That's the one.
Okay, here we go. Here's the soundbite. Ready? My name's John, capital letter E period Bravo, and you're listening to the Total Nonstop Impact podcast.
Thank you, Johnny Bravo, the great John, capital E period Bravo. Thank you, John, for being here. We love you, man. We are so happy for your success. We're looking forward to more.
Now get on with your review before everybody clicks off your podcast. Thank you.
All right, fair enough.
That was great.
Johnny Bravo. Wow,
Johnny Bravo, everybody.
Oh my God, that
very
was
entertaining.
What a guy!
That was insane, man. I mean, Trent,
I don't know how we follow that. I
Trent,
seriously don't know how we follow that.
I thought I was the ball buster around here. This guy comes on the show, smokes all of us, especially me. And in a way, I got angry with him there. We had a little exchange, but then, we smoothed things out. But I got to say, he earned my respect on a whole nother level. Like that's my kind of guy right there. I always said he's a scumbag. That's my man.
That's a hero for you. Alicia, you know, okay? I mean, he went in with you pretty hard too. Are you all right?
Oh yeah, luckily I got some aloe for those burns.
He took it easy on Jay. He liked Jaybone though.
He was nice to Jay, but man, he attacked me and he beat Alicia down on her second show.
Oh man,
on her second show.
That's because I talked to him a little bit. I prepped him going into the show. We actually had a connection. Whereas it was like, oh, you guys came in and we're live. So I had one up on you guys. I'm sorry.
Call the fire department, man. The burns are there for sure. All right, we still have a review to do. Let's go ahead and do that. We're not gonna go too in depth because that was a wonderful interview. The time was for that. Let's go ahead and just get the review going here. But guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Everybody in the chat, definitely go follow him. His Twitter handle is flying. Let him know how much you liked him being on.
That was money. I'm sorry. That was gold.
He gut checked our show. I feel like we paid some dues with that, man.
He gut checked the show.
Gut checked us.
Everybody go tweet him and say, "Damn, Bravo, you gut checked Total Nonstop Impact."
And I mean, dude, he comes in here smoking me with this. Come on, man.
Oh, he got you, man. It does look like you. My God.
He smoked me. I wasn't expecting, of all people, to bring that up. I expected from you guys, but the talent, the wrestlers, they come on here and put this in my face.
I mean, it looks like you though. That's the crazy
Not seeing it.
All right, listen.
Now let me take the heat off of me and have everybody forget about that.
Jiminy Christmas. Jiminy Christmas.
That's Jaybone in like 1988, in case you were wondering.
Jay, what year is that, by the way?
He's like a clear mix between Steve Urkel and Danny Tanner.
Jiminy Christmas.
It's pretty good comparison.
That's you know what? Bring that up one more time. Let me see the shirt.
You can tell by the shirt. Go ahead.
Jiminy Christmas.
All right, that's let's see. That is sophomore? No, that's junior year. I was to quote the incredible Rat song from the same year, I was way cool junior.
Shit, I even want to go ahead and put your guesses on what year that was, everybody. You win a prize from Jaybone. But the mullet you give it away.
Jaybone 88, man. That's my guess.
That was 90.
Not as cool as Trent in 77. Let's do the review.
Those were good days. All right. Speaking of heat, guys, the opening match, Madman Fulton, along with OVE next to him, against Hernandez. I'm going to Alicia first in this one because I know this hurt her feelings. This hurt everybody's feelings. But Alicia, I know, was really upset and pissed off about this, as we all were. How in the hell did Hernandez beat Madman Fulton after this? What is going on with OVE? OVE, like, Jaybone is telling me there's a long-term payoff here, but Alicia, what's your take on this? Because I can't figure this out.
I don't know. It just hurts so much.
It's tough. It's a hard pill to swallow here because Fulton. I mean, it's hurt. Okay, look, I like Hernandez, guys. I mean, Hernandez, Ryan. He's a TNA original, but come on. What do we do with Hernandez? I mean, Fulton. This is how you make Fulton. Where's Fulton going now? What do we do with Fulton now?
I feel the same way. It's leaves me baffled every time.
I like this. Have Fulton go off in decay. Have him link up with Crazy Steve. Have him fill. Now you can't replace Abyss, but you can evolve. You can do something new, and then let the Crist brothers go off and do their thing in the company.
Yeah, I kind of got the feeling that was being suggested.
Let the Crist brothers focus on being a tag team and let Fulton do something different. And if you put him in with Rosemary and Crazy Steve, maybe somebody else. It doesn't have to be Decay. It can be something new with a new name. We'd like to see it.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. Fulton is a star. Let's not mince words here. The guy is a beast. I mean, look at the guy. You know, he's definitely I don't want to like put him in like, oh, he's the new Abyss, but like he could be that new one for us.
The big powerhouse, yeah.
Yeah, the big wild.
I mean, the match alone was heavy hitting.
Yeah, it was. It's like he obviously can go. Let's not question that. But Hernandez gets the advancement in the tournament here. So I didn't see it coming, guys. He's going to the semifinals. It's only a 2-level tournament, so he's in the semifinals already here. Global Wars wants to know, has anyone found my kids? No one's found my goddamn kids.
No. You have a son and his name is Basil. We figured that out on the throwback show.
Let's stop that. He's only 6 years younger than me.
That's your son. That's your son. It's like in Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. Remember, his dad's older than him?
His son's older than him.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
My favorite line in that movie is like, he's like, where are you going? So I go, I'm going to this party, Dad. He goes, can I go with you? He's like, come on, Dad. You know you got to be 18 to get into this party.
That's you and Basil.
Dude, I laugh to this day with that joke. All right, so listen, I'm questioning. I'm not sure we're folding them. Jay, I know you told me there's a long-term payoff here, man. What do we think? Go ahead and explain what you feel is going to happen with Fulton.
I think he's going to end up stepping out on his own. I think there's already something in the works, as we saw in a later clip here with Crazy Steve coming in. I think that's going to have a little bit of evolution in the mix. To where that goes, I have no clue. I could come up with another scenario real quick that Crazy Steve comes in with his own maybe his own new brand of Decay. to take over or something. I don't know. But yeah, one thing I said was Madman's good enough. He can step out on his own. The Crist brothers damn sure are good enough. They can focus more on the tag team situation that is ever evolving in the world of Impact Wrestling. Look, let's be honest. Madman Fulton was pissed after that match. He has every right to be pissed. I tell you what, if he's going to be pissed, he should be pissed. I think he'd actually have a better chance if the Crist brothers weren't helping him.
That's an interesting take. We'll see.
They may be becoming a distraction.
It could be. That could very well be. Kyle, do me a favor. Update the ticker there. Let's get a little updated info on that ticker. Let's get that.
Jaybone could have did it. We both have control.
All right, nice, very good. I love the ticker. I'm a big fan of this ticker we got.
See, that was part of the evolution of the show while I was, trying to find some, nice, warm, sandy beaches. So, props to you guys for using that. That is a nice little addition to the production element of this podcast. So, thumbs up here.
Yeah, we just have to remember to update it and not leave Johnny Bravo's name down there for 10 minutes.
Or last week's match.
Threw our focus off, man. The guy came on here and roasted us. It was like the Comedy Central roast of TNI, hosted by Johnny Bravo.
Alicia,
I was redder than this goddamn lollipop.
I don't think Alicia's coming back next week.
It's questionable. What's the shirt you're wearing, Alicia? People are asking in the chat. What's
Crazy Steve. I got this at the last House of Hardcore show over the winter.
Nice. Look at that.
This is the good stuff.
Topical fashion.
Little It parody.
That is
nice.
That is money.
I like Beautiful. That. Topical fashion. Very cool. All right. This is good. She's definitely she's on it, Kyle. Look at that.
Well, I felt it was important, especially because he's signed with the company again. So what even more reason to celebrate?
Today, right?
We didn't cover any news.
We didn't cover news, but we'll cover it as we go on. So Steve did sign again today, right, Jim? We can go ahead and
it's official.
Yeah, it's official. We got two more signings we're going to talk about. We'll get to them. But Elgin's in the bag. With a quick little thing with Elgin. He says, I don't know why we're even having this tournament 16 years in. I don't need this tournament to prove who I am. He looked very, very thin here. He looked like cut. Like he's been working out a lot. And he's just like slimmed down and muscled up, man.
Been eating those Robert Irvine bars, Trent, just like you.
Dude, every day, dude, I'm jacked. It's great. Every morning with the Robert Irvine bars. Madman Fulton, going back to him now. He's been in the bag going nuts. He's pissed off and he's lost his match. Tension's high. Crazy Steve comes in, makes an appearance. Like he's jumping right in. Right away, Crazy Steve is jumping in. And Jake challenges Crazy Steve to a match with Fulton next week. And then Joseph P. Ryan comes in after hearing the C word. It's the C word, crazy. And Crazy Steve says that everyone calls me crazy. But Ryan, like Kyle, finds that very offensive. Kyle, do you find the word crazy very offensive? Kind of question.
I find anything offensive? Do you even know me?
I saw you with Bravo. You were definitely, your feelings were hurt.
Well, he came on the show and disrespected us.
Kyle, I mean, you're a stern guy. I thought you'd be able to take it a little more. You clammed up in like 3 minutes.
No, I think I held my own. I called him an asshole. I stood up to him. You guys kissed his ass. I told him how I felt.
Kyle, I'm playing the political game here. I got to make sure they're happy with us on the Impact Wrestling.
Trent, if you're gonna mess with me, I'm just gonna spread this propaganda on screen that you drink alcohol because everybody knows you're straight edge.
Henny, this is not Henny. This is amino acids. That's what this is.
You can't smell it.
You can't smell. I have drank I've drank the Heineken. Well, I've drank a lot of non-alcoholic beers. No Henny. They don't have non-alcoholic Henny, guys. I've drank non-alcoholic Heineken. That's close enough. But no, straight edge. 38 years straight. 38 years of an unblemished record. Not like Kyle. Okay, I didn't fall off that early. Keep it clean. Kyle, you're not going to corrupt me. Just letting you know right now. All right, let's keep this going, guys. But so we'll see. Next week, Crazy Steve, Madman Fulton. This could be cool. Maybe this could be where maybe Crazy Steve lures him into being into a faction, a newsletter faction. Maybe he's his manager. Who knows? We go to from there. We go to the knockouts match. Kylie Ray taking on Tasha Steelz. This was a great match, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with Alicia. We're talking about a knockouts match. Let's go to our knockout here. We saw Tasha Steelz before. Am I forgetting this? We saw her in Vegas. Am I right? I can't remember this.
She was lit,
I
man.
can't remember.
We've had her once. Jay, do you remember? Anybody in the chat? I don't. Critical Sting's gonna bust my balls in the chat any second. Like, don't you remember? She was at this show and this show and this show.
I think she's been on TV several different companies. Honestly, I couldn't tell you specifically, but she does look familiar. But yeah, she is officially. In fact, I was listening to an interview. Someone interviewed. I want to say his name was. No, I can't remember his name. Damn it! I was listening to a podcast.
Critical Sting Knockouts Battle Royal when Disco won it. Boom.
Got it. Every time he gets me. I was at the show too. We were there in Philly.
This dude is money.
Critical Sting is a genius.
He is a genius.
Or he's fast with the Google fingers.
Someone was interviewing Josh Matthews, and I apologize, I can't remember the name of the podcast. I'll look it up later. I was listening to it on Spotify. And he said before they announced it tonight on the show that one of the new signees is Tasha Steelz.
Okay.
She is a new nine. They said it pretty quickly on the show tonight that she is one of the newest knockouts. So yeah, it's official.
All right, well
That's
you go, guys.
cool. She's got a great look, great energy, a welcome addition to the knockouts division.
Yeah, she went toe to toe with Kylie Ray. Can't complain.
Yeah,
I like it. I love Kylie. We love Kylie Ray. Like, who doesn't like Kylie Ray? Let's expose.
She's adorable.
You love her. You gotta love her. She's just great. Kyle, can you find a good girl like Kylie Ray in your life? Can you find a nice, good woman like a Kylie Ray? I feel like that could balance you out.
No, I like a woman that just disrespects me over and over. My kind of lady.
All right, well,
just too sweet. I would ruin a girl like that, man. I need to have somebody that's worse than me
to make you look better.
Yeah, man. I would ruin her life.
That's unfortunately that is true. But I love the name. I love how they call her STF that she does, the smile to the finish. I love that, and I think that I don't remember them calling that on the Indies, but maybe I'm wrong. But I do like that they call it that. But Kylie definitely gets the win on this one. Tasha taps out. This is pretty cool. Kylie is just. I think she's going to grow. It's going to be a very nice, organic grow. Jaybone. I think this is going to be a nice build for Kylie Ray here. What do you say?
I'd say that needs to be that. What do you say? Her finish is the STF, but she calls it the smile to the finish.
Smile to the finish.
That needs to go on a T-shirt. Period. End of subject.
I like that.
Yeah, and she has a T-shirt out. They gave her one. She's got one already with the smiley face with the bones, the crossbones. Right? It's very, I don't know. It's a little too mean.
It's on Pro Wrestling Tees.
That's right. That's right. So that's on there. Check that out if you guys want a Kylie Ray T-shirt. Now, the next segment here, going into the next match. Not the next match, but this next segment. It's Rohit Raju. He's giving a promo, very, very pure fire promo. I loved it. People, I might be a little biased. This is my boy. I liked him. We just had him on the show. He's definitely a friend of the show. But I love this promo. I do like this new attitude for him. I think this is going to be good. However, when we get to the match, we're going to talk about what happened there, and I'm gonna be very upset about it. So I'm warning you guys now. But he's got a great line though. My mother called me son because I shine like one. I like.
We need that on a shirt ASAP.
That we need on a shirt.
My mother calls me son because I just brighten up the day, but you can't look at me too. You can't directly look at me. Look at me too much.
Kyle's mom did come up in topic last time throwback show.
Hey,
are we not going there, Kyle? We were.
And there will be none of that. Trent is muted. Let me explain here. We were doing the NWA TNA throwback. Somehow my mom came into it. Everybody started just assuming that I have a hot mom. I don't know where it came from. That's not going to become a thing here on the show. That's not going to be a bit. So now let's continue back with our regularly scheduled program.
Get a pair of pliers to pull it out again. Okay. Anyway, so all right. All right, where were we, Kyle? I mean, you can't be muting me like that, man. We're trying to do a show here. I'm the anchor.
Well, Trent, we have some people in the chat here. I saw somebody brought up my. Let's take a break here from the review. I'd like to get into something. Somebody here in the chat brought up my new addition to the background.
Quick little
UWF. The UWF.
UWF. Did anybody see the Herb Abrams UWF?
So, Trent, I got to talk about this for a second.
Go ahead.
I saw this Dark Side of the Ring documentary, Herb Abrams and the UWF, and I have never been just so compelled and inspired by such a legacy, oh man, Herb Abrams, that's my guy, man. I wish I could be like Herb Abrams Jr. And so I'm getting all into the UWF, the legacy of Herb Abrams. I'm watching Fury Hour. I'm watching the old pay-per-views they did, and I'm just sold on everything. I'm such a big fan. This is where it gets crazier, Trent. So I'm on the Herb Abrams Wikipedia page, and you know what I see on the Wikipedia page, Trent?
What's that?
Herb Abrams is buried in West Babylon, New York. His final resting place, the graveyard, is in West Babylon, New York. You know who lives 5 minutes away from West Babylon, New York, Trent?
Is he a certain scumbag, a resident scumbag?
Correct. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to go pay my respects to my hero, Herb Abrams, and I'm just going to have a drink, toast to him, and I'm going to leave some flowers at his gravesite because it's 5 minutes away from my house.
That's what's up.
It's going to be a spiritual moment, and I'm just going to pay my respects to a legend, and I will have footage of that here on the show for everybody next week.
You guys heard it here first. Baby oil, and cocaine cowboys.
Respects, man.
The cocaine cowboy himself, Kyle, is going to go pay his respects. That's going to be very interesting, Kyle. I definitely want that on tape. We need it on tape, on VHS tape, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I'll have the footage of it next week. So it's like, I got to go pay respects to a legend, somebody that's inspiring me so much.
All right, very cool. All right, listen, I'm looking forward to that. I don't know why I am, but I am. But we get to the back guys. Kylie Rae's coming through, and after her win, and Susie's there to congratulate her. Susie Jaybone, who just did what now? You want to share the news on Susie?
Susie, well, say Susie, aka
well, there's no AK. Let me stop you there. There's no AK. There was two separate announcements today. I'm just putting
it. This is true. It was two separate. I mean, I gotta check the roster page. Are there two separate?
Yeah, Jaybone. They're two separate people. I don't. What are you implying here? He's puzzled.
Well, you could be right. I mean, we've never seen them together.
Welcome back.
We've stumped him. The guy, Jaybone, they're two separate people. Give us the news already. The big news.
So Susie, in the second announcement of the day, has signed with Impact Wrestling. Re-signed, Re-signed, not resigned, as in later. Re-signed with Impact Wrestling.
Beautiful.
But now with that,
more news.
Su Yung has re-signed with Impact Wrestling as well.
Isn't that amazing? The same day, Kyle. I mean, Alicia, how about that? Huh? Two knockouts in the same day.
What are the odds?
What are the odds on that? Put some amino acids. Whoopsie, get Whoopsie out of this chat right. Whoopsie, you're crossing lines today.
Out.
Yeah, see yourself. Whoopsie, isn't it late for you, Whoopsie?
Long Island thing, Trent. Everybody from Long Island's a scumbag.
What is with you people? I love New York City, Kyle. I hope to live there someday. I love that place.
Think about it, man. Long Island breeds these crazy people. Vince Russo, Howard Stern. You're truly maniacs, psychopaths.
And Herb Abrams. He's from
Herb
Long
Abrams.
Island.
I mean, come on. I don't know if he's a Long Island guy. He's buried here, but I don't know if he's from here. I need to do more research on
he's from there, man.
Uncle Herbie, what I'm calling him.
I'm confused. This amino acids, Henny, does that have anything to do with magnets?
That's enough out of you, Guillermo. That's enough. This vendetta.
Jiminy Christmas.
Right. It's a vendetta you have against the Insane Clump.
Jiminy Christmas.
Oh, and I were cooking up something regarding that, and you're gonna be eating your words there, Bone. I'm telling you right now.
Let's let it be known. Jaybone has been attacking the Juggalo culture that Trent, Alicia, and I love so much here on the show. He's anti-Juggalo. He's anti-ICP. So you know what, Jaybone? I just want you to know we're cooking up something. We're investing in something. We're putting money into this. Something is going to happen here on the show.
Okay.
Change everything, and you will never badmouth the Juggalos ever again. I promise you.
You hear that, Bone? You hear that?
I'm uneducated in the world of magnetic ICP things.
That's
okay, the only thing I ever heard was the thing about magnets.
Jiminy Christmas.
So I need to be educated.
Jiminy Christmas. Jiminy Christmas.
God damn, it's good to be back.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back. You know, Alicia, by the way, he's insulted. I'm an old school joke. I went to the damn Riddle Box tour. That's how old school I am with this. And Kyle, I forgot to wear my t-shirt today. God damn. I told you I'd wear my Riddle Box t-shirt. I have a Riddle Box tour t-shirt. I should have worn it. Anyway.
I'm so happy to be back. I'm going to unveil a mystery flavor on here.
You know, I guess it's all right, though, Trent, because that means all of our listeners, maybe not everybody is a juggalo. So if you're not a juggalo listening, you could be on Team Jaybone. But if, you're a regular person like the rest of us, be with the normal people around here.
Go ahead. Tell a fellow juggalo to join us. How about that?
MMWFCL, whoop, whoop. All of that. all of that subculture.
So there we go. All right, listen, guys, let's keep it moving. We're running late.
Orange cream.
Orange cream. Sounds like a good one. All right. Kimberly, guys, made her debut. Alicia, coming to you for this one. Knockouts match. Kimberly and Havoc, both Ohio extraordinaires. You're feeling. It's got to be hard to choose a favorite here, right?
Oh yeah, it really was. These two have such a history with each other. They've put on a lot of matches on the indies, and they've got great chemistry with each other. And it was nice to finally see it in a TV aspect. Mm-hmm. It was hard to pick a favorite, though. They both killed it.
I loved Kimberly's entrance theme. I liked it a lot. Jay,
it's very her.
It's cool. I really dug it. I got to find it. Can somebody find that for me? I really like it a lot. I want to hear the whole thing. No, these two are great. Jay, we were talking about during the co-stream. This was a good match, man. I mean, she cheated to win. Kimberly got the win.
With the Nux.
The Nux came into play, right, Jay?
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts on that, man?
You ever have to pull Nux on anybody, Jay?
Mean Street, Milwaukee, man.
Yeah, only once in the Lutheran schoolyard. Only once.
Oh, he's not lying. Guys,
is that before or after you ran somebody over in the Checkers drive-thru?
This is when I was a wee little bone.
You're just a growing bone. Jay, the dark side of the ring Jaybone edition is unbelievable, man. Like the shit.
You told me that you spent time alone with Jaybone and you got to hang out with him when he was he was drinking like 10 cups of coffee in your house, and you told me you got to see a different side of him. You got to hear the dark stories that I don't know about.
Well, here's what happened, guys.
He didn't get to see the naked bone. He just saw,
Trent knows where the bodies are buried, as far as I'm concerned, and I want to know too.
Bound for Glory weekend, Jaybone stayed at my place, and he drank like 17 K-cups, like Keurig cups of coffee. It was insane at 11:30 at night how many cups of coffee this man had. But it was coffee drunk because all the secrets kept coming. And I remember texting Kyle. I go, Kyle, you think you're a dark scumbag? You have no idea what this man is fronting over there in suburban Wisconsin. You have no idea what you are up to.
Jiminy Christmas.
Forget that. That Jiminy Christmas was Jesus fucking Christ back a couple years ago. Now it's Jiminy Christmas. This is the different animal you're dealing with, Kyle. This is something totally different.
Are you some sort of caffeine tweaker or something, man? You drink an energy drink with Whoopsie? What's going on? Are you the Herb Abrams around here?
It could be, man. It could be. I mean, all he drinks.
Wait a minute. 2016 stuff.
I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but God damn it, Jaybone, you mean to tell me you had a bunch of energy drinks, then you came over to my place and had 17 cups of coffee? What the fuck? And he fell asleep, no problem.
My heart would explode.
Heart attack, right? Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I had a stroke on the way home.
Unbelievable. Unreal.
Yeah. That was one hell of a weekend.
Great weekend. That's where you got to meet John E. Bravo for the first time.
Johnny Bravo. Yeah. Johnny Bravo. Met a lot of great fans of Impact Wrestling and of the podcast. Spent a lot of time with Whoopsie. Whoopsie was amazing. Helped me keep my sanity. Whoopsie, I got a little something I want to tell you. Whoopsie made the new intro of Smash This Podcast, which is going to be coming back next week.
There you go. All right. Very nice, guys. All right. Kimberly gets, but Nevaeh was distracting there, Alicia. Nevaeh, who is another Ohio. I mean, Impact is Ohio at this point, right? Am I crazy or like?
Yeah. I think at this point it's safe to say Impact is Ohio. This whole storyline's got me so intrigued new characters, something a little different. I'm excited to see how this plays out.
Can you give us, do you know anything about Nevaeh? Do you want to just quickly share with anybody who might not know who she is?
Oh, no, she's just, I mean, other than the obvious of being Jay Crist's wife, she's got a long history on the independents. I know her from CZW, because, again, another monthly regular with that company back in the day. I just think she's incredible. She's going to be a great add to the company if they can get her to officially sign.
Hey, listen, I think the knockout. We have so many new knockouts coming up. I think we're coming right back to prime knockout roster time, guys. Like,
yeah,
there's a lot of names here. So this is going to be a lot of people have been asking for those knockouts tag team titles to return. That's interesting, huh?
I'd like to know from everybody in the comments real quick. Are you with or against knockouts tag team titles coming back? I'm just putting it out there for the comment section. Continue.
They're putting the feelers out for that. I wouldn't be opposed to it. We need a little bigger of a female roster, but I feel like they're putting the feelers out.
I think, listen, it's not a bad idea. I wonder where those belts are. I always wonder who's got those belts. Like
Eric Young and ODB, right?
That's right. They were the last champions, were they? Were they the last champions? I wonder.
Trent, I'm still pushing for an all knockouts B show. In fact, get rid of Explosion. Give us an all knockout show. However you have to do it. Film 2 or 3 matches here and there. Whatever you have to do. Do it all knockouts. Because we always talk about knockouts are in a lot of ways bigger draws than the male wrestlers. And the proof of that is go on Impact Wrestling's YouTube channel. Look at their most popular videos of all time. And look at the trend. Put more into the knockouts, man.
Listen, I'm all for it. I think it's right. And Alicia will probably agree with that. I think it's
absolutely.
Take us back to Glow, Impact style.
Let's not go. Let's not get that far. The Glow show is great, though. You guys watch Glow on Netflix?
Yeah.
Show. I'm talking about the real Glow.
Oh, the real, yeah, even worse. the Glow show on Netflix is fantastic. Now, truth be told, I grew up watching Glow, like the original Glow. Jay, you probably watched it back in the day too, right?
Spent a lot of lovely evenings in my bedroom alone watching
Jaybone
Mute his mic. He's going off the rails again.
Memory lane.
Jay, we can't get into that. Those dark side of the bone. We can't get into that, man. We got to take it easy.
I loved that show.
There's a lot of highs on this episode today. We had an Impact Wrestling superstar, John E. Capital E. Period Bravo was on the show. We can't be talking about your dark days, man. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Let's all right. We got a little video. Speaking of knockouts, we go to Kira Hogan. They're setting up something for Kira here, Alicia. What do you think this is? I'm curious to get your thoughts on this. They're really setting up some new direction after her last promo where she's like, I'm done. I'm out of here. What do you think this all is?
Hopefully a major push towards the belt.
I want to see her get that title. I always talk about it. I always talk about this, about how I love that she had that video when she was a kid talking about being a knockouts champion, like when she was like 14 or something. It's on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah.
What a story, built-in story, man. She gets that title and you play that old video and it's like it's hero story. I love it. I hope it happens. I really do.
I agree.
I missed the promo and I apologize. I saw her walking. I had it playing in the other room, and I was walking through, and I was taking care of something. Did she say something specific in the promo? Because I missed the promo. What did she say?
Kind of like resetting her direction. You know, she's kind of got her eye on the prize. I mean, it's like it's saying it's all about me now. That's it. It's about me. I'm being selfish essentially. I'm taking it towards what I want. So. Listen, I think I'm with Alicia. I hope this leads to a hell of a push for her. I think this could be a great thing for her to do. I'd love it. I'd love for her to get some new direction. And then she's got a lot of new knockouts to fight off, which I think is fantastic.
Change it up a little, yeah.
Yeah.
She is one of the few knockouts that week in, week out, that commentary team of Don Callis and Josh Matthews put over all the damn time. What did they say? Most improved knockout.
Absolutely.
You know?
I think it was at that show. Kyle, you were at the Melrose tapings where she came out, right? And she did the commentary, which you couldn't hear live, but that, and she had a couple matches. That was the shift for Kiera Hogan, I think. That's where it all started with her.
Absolutely.
I liked it, man. I think she's onto something. Speaking of knockouts, though, we go to the legendary knockout, Madison Rain, Johnny Swinger over there for Locker Room Talk. Guest this week is Ken Shamrock, which I thought was a hell of a get. I was like, I'm on the coast room with Jay, and I popped like, this is like, holy shit, they got Ken Shamrock. Like, I was like, wow, like it's Letterman, and I'm like, holy fuck.
Oh, you didn't know who they were having on?
I had no idea. I didn't know. I might have missed it if they announced it, but I thought that was cool. He was talking about becoming the next world champion, and then as it goes on, Michael Elgin jumps in, takes out Shamrock, gives him a brutal chair shot to the head. I thought that was pretty wicked, but I gotta say, guys, I'm intrigued by that feud, Shamrock and Elgin. I never even thought about it before, but now it kind of intrigues me, though. I don't know, Jay, what are your thoughts on that one?
I was reading the comments. I apologize. Repeat that.
Well, the Elgin and Shamrock setting up this feud here. What do you say?
Jaybone was having flashbacks back to his days watching the Glow Show in the basement.
Jiminy Christmas.
It was a lot older than that, and I didn't have quite that much hair. And I am not getting out those pictures. No, you're not.
Please, Jaybone.
You are not privy. I was a damn adorable little nard.
Jaybone, you look like the horny geek in every 80s teen comedy that never gets laid. And if he does get laid, it's ironic. Like, it's the ironic laying. You're that kid.
It took me till my senior year, but that's besides the point.
Jiminy Christmas.
The darkness of the bone is just coming. We're dark side of the bone, man. It's just more and more. Every week, we're getting more of this. Can we get on with your thoughts about Shamrock and Elgin?
Gosh.
Jesus.
She wrecked me. Anyways.
Go.
So what's interesting about this whole thing with Shamrock and Elgin is I thought Elgin was focused on Moose and the championship. So this was very interesting how, like, Shamrock's on the show talking about all different things that he's noticing as, his, opponent, whatever. And all of a sudden gets, hit with a chair. And, just out of nowhere. So, this is very interesting but they're not facing each other in the, in that bracket.
Right. They're not in the tournament together.
They're on opposite ends, aren't they?
They are on opposite ends. So that could be interesting how that works out. Either way, I think it's a good feud. Yeah, I think it's a good little feud to set up. So these two are pretty big, strong dudes. Be a nice little clash to see what happens here, though. Kyle, I know you're we're biased to Elgin. He was on the show. We like the unbreakable one, though.
That's the thing, man. We just had Elgin on the show. I'd like to say he's a friend of the show. So now, if we keep bringing people on and developing friends of the show, meeting these stars, doing interviews with them, it's like it's going to mess up our predictions. We don't want these people to be mad at us.
Man, it's true, though.
I'm biased now. I'm an Elgin guy. I just got the Elgin shirt coming in the mail off PWTs.
Which one did you get? Oh, the new one?
The one that he put out, all the proceeds went to, I think, BJW in Japan. I could be wrong.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's really cool, man. It's really nice that you bought that. If anybody else wants to pick that up, he's donating the proceeds.
Yeah.
But they're very cool. Listen, he's a friend of the show. I want to see him get the best out of this. So let's see where it all goes, guys. Because, he got screwed on the main event.
Wrong, man. I mean, it's Ken Shamrock. We're big on Ken Shamrock. He's a legend. He's the godfather of pain. The whiteboard's not working for that one. But, it's, we're Elgin fans, though. Nothing against Shamrock. I think that Elgin is going to chew Shamrock up. Old Shamrock, let's be honest. Shamrock's getting older. He's a vet. I think Elgin, in his peak prime currently, he's going to chew Shamrock up and spit him out.
We should get Shamrock on the show.
Well, I just called him old, so I don't think that's a good idea. You guys put in. I'm the only one getting my ass kicked.
That's what happened today with Bravo, though. It's fine. He chewed you up.
I stand my ground. I'm not a sellout like you, Trent.
I'm selling out, man. Give me just give me the cash. Yeah, I want the Wayne's World set that's on a set. Not the actual basement. I want the one that's on the soundstage. Jay,
I did fine over here. I don't know.
I know, what the hell with you? I don't need this shit. I don't need these two ganging up on me. All right, Sami Callihan makes a quick appearance. He says Big Mike has no chance next week. So a little quick thing from Sami Callihan in his dark room. I like that. I wish it was more of an ICU promo, though. I wish they did a little ICU effects. There wasn't anything to it, though, Alicia, right? Like, they kind of just appeared, and it's like, yeah, it's cool in the red face, the red room, but it should have had an ICU cut into it. I feel like it should have been like he's taking over that scene, right?
I feel like it could have been I don't know. I thought it was a really good promo to begin with, but more ICU stuff would have been better.
We got to keep pushing the ICU though stuff, right, guys? I mean, everybody in the chat, am I wrong? We gotta keep pushing. If he's gonna do it, we got to push it.
And you know what, Trent? I don't like to bring up WWE here on the show. In fact, when Jaybone does, I click the Jaybone shock collar. In fact, I have a literal Jaybone shock collar. Whenever I'm mad at him, I can just
Jiminy Christmas.
But I'm gonna bring up the WWE one time real quick. ICU is great, and they're stealing it. I keep seeing that on Twitter. I don't watch Monday Night Raw. I don't watch SmackDown. Haven't in like 15 years. But I am seeing that Impact's creative is being stolen, swagger jacked, lifted, however you want to call it.
I like swagger jacked. I like that. Is that a term?
Trent, the kids say swagger jacked. They say lit. I got to
Lit. I know. Lit. I know. Lit was also a shitty band in like 1999.
I saw Lit in concert.
Wait a second.
That's back in upstate New York.
Is Lit the band that's what was their hit, man? Give me
Sunshine. Is that what? Steal My Sunshine? Is that Lit?
No, that's Len. That's Len.
That's Len.
Yeah. No, they're the guys who Can We Forget About the Things I Said When I Was Drunk?
My Own Worst Enemy, right?
Yeah.
Like
their only
American
hit.
Pie, all of those movies.
That's a good
they all
song.
have that song.
It's in every late 1999, 2000 teen movie.
That's in every teen comedy.
It really is. Shit. All right, they're not as bad as I thought. Len, I was thinking of Len, Steal My Sunshine. Carol. Here I am writing original music, trying to make it, and Len just puts out some crap like that. Number one record. Can't get a break. Number one record, man. See, that's why you got to sell out, Kyle. That's where the money is, man. You got to sell out. There ain't no pride in DIY, man. There ain't no pride. You know why? Because the bills keep coming. You can't pay bills in DIY swag.
It's not all about money, Trent.
I liked Lit. They had
the culture.
They had Pamela Anderson in one of their videos. I loved it.
Yeah, but where have you been for the last 4 minutes? We already moved on from that.
All right, enough of the one-hit wonder talk. Let's get back to the show, you
animals. All right. Man. This is the match that bothered me today.
Where am I?
This is the match that bothered everybody today. Rohit Raju and Trey, great match. Now, I'm not saying the match bothered me, but the match was fantastic. But Rohit loses after all that build. What the hell is happening? Everybody was pissed online that Rohit did not get this win, man. They were really
it's a travesty.
Total travesty. How? He cuts his fire promo 2 weeks in a row. New direction, new look.
We have this feel-good promo here on the show. Like, this is it for Rohit, man. It's his time. And then the next week, we just get blindsided and slapped upside the head.
One could say we got swagger jacked, right? Does that work? Is that how you say it?
Doesn't really fit.
Is that how you say it? That's not how it works?
It doesn't fit. No.
All right. I'll get it one of these days. All right. That's pretty rad. All right, it's pretty radical, right?
Trent at a Jaybone moment with Jiminy Christmas.
Jiminy Christmas.
Jiminy Christmas.
Where did you even get that bite? Where did that even come from?
You never ask a magician.
I don't ask.
Magic.
I don't want to know. I'd like the mystery. But this was a great match. Don't get me wrong. Trey and Rohit, two phenomenal talents. The Rascals, obviously, we need the Rascals we need to pump the Rascals up as much as possible. But man, what do you do with Rohit now? It's the same like the Fulton theory, like happened in the beginning. It's like you got two guys that you're pushing to the moon image-wise. And now it's like, man, they get these losses. And it's like, shit. How do you get
his
the
brother
credibility?
didn't call him son for this shit.
Not for this, man. Not for that. How do you get his momentum back after this? Credibility.
On his ass.
I just think, like, in people's eyes, like the credibility. How do you build them back? And then Don Callis was tearing him apart on Aftershock. I didn't like that too much.
Did you catch on the show I think your heart might have been broken if you did indeed catch it. Rohit said he is the Daisy Hitman, and there is no more Daisy Hit Squad. How do you feel about that, Trent? You were the #1 stan for the Daisy Hit Squad. How do you feel? Does it hurt?
As long as he's still there, it does hurt. I mean, Chacha Gama's got to be. He's got to be around.
Are we going to lose Chacha? That's what I'm afraid.
We might, man.
I'm happy for Rohit to get that push, get to be independent, even though he lost. But, is Gama gone?
This is the good stuff.
That would be the bad stuff. We love Gama.
We love Gama, man. We love Gama. You got to meet him, right, Gama? You were made an honorary Daisy by the Hit Squad.
Story, man. I got a picture with him, and I felt so proud. Yeah, this is great. I got a picture with Gama. I was going to bring it on the show, and I'm admiring it, looking down at the picture, and then I look over my shoulder, and Bison's on his knees like this to Gama, on his knees in front of Gama.
And Gama's blessing him, man.
Yeah.
It's
he was on his knees in front of Gama. And he totally outshined me, and I didn't really put the picture out because I was like, dude, Bison got blessed. He got his hand on the head, all that. I didn't get that.
Kyle, one of these days when you make it to Chicago, you'll get to meet some authentic South Asian folks here, through the family. We'll do a formal.
My cha-chas, my papas, the real Daisies.
We're not Indian, we're Pakistan, but neighbors, you meet the neighbors.
Trent, I opened up to you the other day. I want to go to one of these crazy weddings, man.
I know, we were talking about it, man.
Outfits, the dancing, I want all that.
Alicia, have you ever been to a South Asian wedding before?
I have not.
It's a wild time. Minimum of 400 to 500 people. Minimum. That's a lot of people.
Sounds like a party.
It is a party. It's wild. Kyle's he's seen it. He's very intrigued. I told Kyle I like to weasel out of him usually, but for Kyle, I'll take you as my plus one.
At regular weddings, they usually have that big chocolate fondue fountain, but I heard at the Daisy weddings they got that white halal sauce, and it just flows.
Just sit there with your shawarma, man. Just take it in. It's easy.
My paneer.
This guy knows. Kyle knows. I swear. What he's done on this show since the Daisy Hit Squad showed up, phenomenal. Your culturing has been great.
This is the good stuff.
All right, guys, let's keep moving along here. We got just a couple more things. We go to Cody Deaner. He's in the quarantine with a K. Hilarious segment. I can't even describe it. Basically, just check this one out. It's worth a watch. It's on the Impact Wrestling YouTube. Hilarious stuff. He's just being a goof in quarantine. He's got his trailer, having a great time. I highly recommend this segment. Cody Deaner's phenomenal. He's hilarious. I definitely do want more of these. So keep the quarantine files coming for sure.
Hashtag we need more Deaners.
We do need more Deaners. God's sake, where the hell was Jake this week? We got to fit them all in. I feel like even if it's like a 2-second segment, I just want to see appearances by some of these guys. Just keep them in everybody's mind. Got Cody on. Let's see Jake maybe in a backstage segment. Doesn't have to be a match.
We saw the Deaners on quarantine. That's not enough for you?
It's just Cody, though. No Jake.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
We need Jake.
Well, Jake was on 3 shows in a row. He was on the Explosion, the Weekly, and then the Rebellion.
True, but you gotta keep pushing it. Keep the wheel moving, man. I want to see Jake on my TV every week. That's one thing I gotta say that and not to bring up Vince McMahon, but one thing he did to tattoo some of these talents in everybody's mind as growing up is that you saw them all the time. You just constantly saw these stars, and they're tattooed in your brain. You need that. A guy like Jake, I gotta see him every week. I gotta let the people know, hey, this is the next guy. He's here. He's here. He's here. We need to see that. So. Man,
I didn't have to bring up WWE at all. You guys did it all for me. Alicia, say something about NXT.
Get the hell out of here, Jay.
I don't watch it.
Exactly. I don't watch it either.
I canceled my subscription.
I'm just making a business comparison, Jaybone. Just a business observation. All right.
And that's all I do.
You know why I can't subscribe to the WWE Network? And let me just say this once, and I'll never say it again. You know why I can't subscribe to it?
What's that?
Because I can't watch the Nitro and I can't watch the ECW with the fake theme songs. I can't do it. I can't.
Not at all.
I'm just they need the little details, man. It just throws me off. Ruins everything.
That's interesting.
Fuck that network. Buy Impact Plus. Impact Plus all the way. All the songs are there.
That's true. They got all the original music in there. Can't knock it. It's cheaper too. All right. We get back to the North defending the tag team titles in Canada. This time it's against, instead of the Creepers, it's against the Schmoes.
The schmoes.
The schmoes.
Schmo number 1 and schmo number 2.
The schmoes. This was hilarious. Josh Alexander is very disappointed in this caliber of talent. Ethan Page loves the fact that they're defending. He's like, what are you talking about? We're unbeaten over here. I do love the is this the Iceman, Jay? This is the Iceman who's doing these intros?
He's the same guy who's on the
Behind the Lights.
Yeah, thank you. The Twitch show.
Funny, man. I like this guy. He reminds me of the person that used to open up Wrestling Society X back in the day on MTV. Remember that?
I used to love that guy.
Crazy guy. Yeah.
Running around.
Bring him into Impact full time. I think he's great.
He just run around like a madman. Did you watch that, Alicia? Wrestling Society X?
No, I didn't.
Oh shit!
Have you ever heard of it? Are you aware? Be honest.
No, I have heard of it. Okay. I just never watched it.
I was gonna say, if you don't know anything about it, go to YouTube. It's
so good.
I'll have to YouTube it anyway.
My friend Dr. Keith Lipinski was a producer on that show, and the stories he's got, because it's like a who's who of indie talent at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the approach was just so different, you know,
unbelievable,
but not really in a good way. It was they tried to make it TV show, the pyro. It was just so over the top.
It was
like
these
weird rules in it. Like they couldn't do a lot of regular wrestling moves. Like MTV didn't want people getting punched in the face. Like all these strange. It was just weird, man.
It's a very different show. There's a box set out of the entire run, and it literally is called The First and Last Season. And I have it. It was like $10.
That's right on your shelf next to the Best of 3 Live crew and the XPW.
I'm looking at it
talking about
right now. I'm looking at it right now. It's it is next to all the XPW tapes. I swear. All the XPW
That's the obscure shit at the bottom that you never watch,
dude. It is on that bottom shelf of like, you know, like not the Pride. I got the Impact ones up top. You know, it's like Pride, but it's on that shelf. But I mean, it's good. I watched it. I definitely think it's worth a watch. Highly recommend, Alicia.
For weirdos like us.
Yes, for sure. Goofy, again, guys, I can't even describe this segment. I mean, Jay and I watched it on the watch along. It was so goofy, but just watch it. Obviously, the North retained the tag team titles against the Schmoes. Nothing too surprising there.
The best part about it was when Ethan Page, the one guy, was already knocked out, literally knocked out on his feet, and he had the guy's hands and was going, and they had the Batman, kapow, boom, bangs, pop up, whatever. And he's like, this guy's kicking my ass. And Josh is just like,
I love that he's like, ow, oh, he's really, Josh is great. Like, Josh is in the corner, like, Jesus Christ. Like, what the I do love that they have found a way to keep the North on TV safely. Obviously, they're in a room with like 4 people. It's safe, it's clean, it's taken care of. It's perfect. And they're editing it, bringing it in. It's fantastic. The Crist, Kyle was there too. Got a shot.
Room with what are you talking about? 4 people. Did you hear that crowd going? The crowd was insane. That was classic Nashville TNA.
They were chanting TNA though. That was great. That's what I love about it.
All the chants are pretty good.
Oh, they're so good.
I love Vince Russo, but they should have put Fire Russo in there just for the hell of it.
Just for hell, right? They should have like peppered it in just for fun. I feel like Ethan Page will. Like he's gonna. Ethan Page is the biggest TNA fan. He's gonna find ways to work all of it in.
I just want to point out that the North, they're the team that we needed in this company for so long, man, because they're company guys. They represent the company. They represent TNA. Nobody ever did that, man. Now Moose is getting all the spotlight for it. That's a different story. We'll talk about that another time.
We sure will.
Hilarious.
I just want to point out that the North are the team that this company needed, and I hope all the fans go out of their way to support them.
Yeah, I totally agreed. I mean, if you don't like the North, who are you?
And I keep seeing in the in the Twitter comments, the tweets, everything, people think that Ethan Page's like solo stuff is so funny. They want him to be on the creative team. I kept seeing that tonight.
I could see it.
He's a very funny, creative dude.
Did you guys see the what he ended up doing for WrestleMania weekend with the cartoonized version of his show? Brilliant. The Body Show, I think it was called.
The Body Guy Extravaganza.
Yeah, there you go.
This is the good stuff.
He's so creative. He's editing all these videos himself. The guy he's really good, man. Like, he's a smart dude. Like, that guy gets it. I can totally see him being on a creative team at some point. I mean, he just gets it. That's one of those guys where Pay him what he wants. Keep him on your team because you want him on your side.
Very sharp.
Very sharp. We go to the bar, guys. Rosemary's still there getting hammered. Very upset about everything. No Valkyrie. But John E. Bravo walks in, and he's pissed off that she took the dog, which he has, Mr. Mundo. He showed us. He's pissed.
He got him back.
He got him back. And he's wearing something. He's like, I don't know why he's got the stupid thing on his head, but he's got it. This is awesome. I love that we kind of got a real-time insight from John on this, but
well, also Trent, I got to put it over again. In there, when he approached Rosemary, he said, "Whoa, stop the clock." Direct reference from Ronnie the limo driver on the Howard Stern show, and he popped me. You saw it in the interview. Other people out there popped for it.
He was happy you caught that too.
It's just, dude, that's the shit I like about Impact. It's those little just creative details. It's not fucking. When I watch anything else, really anything else, it's just dry, bland, and boring. They cater to people like us.
It's true, man. I think it is an adult show. It's made for people. It's made for grown-ups, man. It's not PG.
It's for like the wrestling fan, you know. It's very self-aware. There's a lot of comedy in there. It's just, to me, it's the ultimate show. That's why we do this podcast.
I like it. Alicia, what do you think about this? They're talking about fate has guided Rosemary to Bravo. She was like, "Wait, it's him? It's him?" Like.
Oh, I don't know. It's going to be good wherever they're going with this, though, because he is interesting.
So Taya's not available. You know, obviously there's quarantine going on. She's in LA, as we know, and California. So obviously they're a little more stricter. She can't get out. Rosemary and Bravo in the same room, though, guys. This could be extremely interesting. What happens?
Creative magic, honestly.
I sure think so, especially with her new direction and the way he's going.
Man.
Jay, what do you say?
If she, I feel like Bravo and I really connected on this show. You know, I feel you know, like a brotherly kind of thing. And I gotta say, after the connection that we had,
good for you.
Thank you, Kyle. I love you too. You little bastard son of a. Anyways,
hello.
He's Jiminy Christmas.
Jaybone Jr. over here. He's
listen, I told you.
These moments when we're talking and he's just like, man, you know, you really remind me of myself when I was younger. Maybe I am Jay's son. Jay, look straight ahead. Got the same glasses. Maybe I'm not. Maybe me and the guy from the Creeps. Maybe we're twins. Maybe we're both Jaybone's kids.
I don't know, man. The 90s were very, very good to Jaybone, apparently, from what I understand.
Running people over in the Checkers parking lot. Partying, seeing the Beastie Boys live. People were diving off of PAs. I mean, I've heard the
story. They had to fight for the right to party, okay?
That's right. That's true. That's true. Jaybone can attest to that. But we're going to say, Jay, go ahead and get out with your thought here.
Yeah, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, the blue shirt. No, I've after the connection that I got with Johnny Bravo tonight, I got to say, I'm a little fearful for Johnny Bravo.
You feel? Okay. He didn't seem too worried tonight, man. Seems
no,
pretty confident
because
what's going on.
he comes in with a lot of swag. He comes in with a lot of confidence. He knows what he's doing. He's talking about Taya, you know, so he's kind of, you know, poo-pooing whatever Rosemary's doing, you know, whatever with the cards and the drinks and the little puppy and kitty deal, whatever the hell that, but the bunny, excuse me, the bunny, whatever, you know. And it's
dog.
I'm still waiting for Allie to show up. I mean, come on. When are they going to pay this off?
We don't talk about her.
But Trent, they talk about her.
It's true. I do like that they haven't forgotten about that. It's got a nice continuity.
You want to talk about consistency in storytelling? My God, they still talk about
continuity, man.
God, for a year plus.
It's true. We'll see. We'll see where it goes, man.
That's amazing right there. But anyways, yeah, I'm a little fearful for John.
All right, I think he's gonna be all right. He's a ball of fire, man. I think he's gonna take care of his own.
She's always doing the whole soul sucking thing, and that's I don't.
You can't get it from Johnny Brown.
Did somebody say sucking?
No, don't do it. No. That's it.
This shit sucks.
Okay, I was gonna say don't.
Gotcha.
I was expecting something worse.
You all fell for it.
You all fell for it. Thank God. Thank you. We cannot put on the show. We had talent on the show today, guys. There's eyes on this. Chris Bay finds Johnny Swinger in the back. He tells Swinger that Willie Mack's dissing him lately. Swinger gets pissed off. He's like, hey, he's telling you, he's saying you ain't shit. He leaves, goes to find Willie Mack, tells Mack, he finds Willie Mack, says, I want a shot at the X Division belt. And Mack's like, all right, whatever. Like,
you got it.
But he told him, Swinger told Willie, Kyle, that he's going to put him in a certain type of match. You want to share what that one was? You remember this one? What he said?
What kind of match? Trying to blank here.
He told he's going to put him in the Royal Humble.
Royal Humble, yeah. I'm going to enter you into the Royal Humble. I'm going to enter you into the Royal Humble. Yeah, it was hysterical.
That was great. The Royal Humble, and he's getting dealt.
Johnny Bravo came into the show and entered us into the Royal Humble. He humbled all of us, me especially.
You guys ever
my ass kicked, man?
You guys ever watch Iron Sheik shoot interviews, like when he's on Stern and stuff? Where he's like talking about people breaking people's back and making them humble.
Can't even. Don't even bring that up, man.
I break you in half. I fuck you up. I make you humble.
That's insane. Total insanity. Check that out, people.
If you guys haven't seen the Iron Sheik on Stern, my God, that's what happened to us today. He made us humble. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to this match. Anything with Johnny Swinger, count me in. I love Johnny Swinger on anything. We're he's friend of the show. I won the Johnny Swinger prize pack a couple weeks ago on the trivia. I got the bandana, so I'm a big Johnny Swinger mark. I'm in. All right, guys, we get a little rundown next week. I'm not going to go through that. We'll definitely want to. There it is. I got the same one, but yours is signed, right, Jaybone? Mine's not signed. Next week,
Ms. Arcs.
I got two.
We got two. That's what happened. All right. Next week's
one to wear, one to share.
This guy. That's right. Mute his mic now. He's done. He's out. He's hammered. But
Mike, I'll do something even better.
Jiminy Christmas.
Better. I like it.
Now he's muted.
All right, guys. Main event. Here it is. Moose defending the TNA World Heavyweight title against Suicide. I love that there's like a divide. There's a divide between Madison and Josh, and he's like, he's not really the champion. She's like, what are you talking about? He's my champion. He earned that belt. It's like, what are you talking about? That belt doesn't actually exist anymore. There's no title there. And I love the back and forth. Alicia, I gotta say, Madison's pretty good on commentary.
I like her in that position. I want it to be permanent. She would be really good in between Josh and Don.
I think so. I think she's fun. I mean, I like Don, but we kind of don't need. I mean, I like this team right here. I'd be happy if it stuck with these two, to be honest.
Wait, man.
Right.
I want the threesome, man. I want Don, I want Josh and Madison. I want Madison to keep beating on Josh, and I want Don and Madison to team up on Josh. That's what I want.
All right. Hey, listen, we might get it back. What are you gonna say, Jay?
The best part of it, and I've said this every week consistently, Josh and Madison don't walk over each other. You know, they're not playing for and then they stop because they're both saying shit at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
They flow totally.
You know what that is? I mean, it's his wife, and he knows that if he does that,
Banged your wife?
he's got hell to pay at home if he does that, right? I mean, he's trained properly here to like not piss her off. It works out great. It benefits commentary, I think. So maybe it works out. Jay, you're a married man. You know how that works, right? I mean, you know you're not supposed to like cross your wife.
But Tracy's gone. Excuse me, Mrs. Jaybone is gone for 3 weeks.
So his bachelor bone is coming out here now. Now it's all the swagger.
Have a little Herb Abrams style party, huh?
That's it. We're going to Wisconsin, guys. All right, who's in the suicide costume? Anybody have any theories? Everybody in the chat, who's playing suicide? Alicia, you got a theory?
TJP?
Nobody knows. This one has not gotten out.
I may have said it before, but I think it's a different person every week, and so we'll never really know.
It's kind of funny. It's kind of like The Simpsons, where it's like they never tell you what state Springfield they're from. So if they're from Springfield, and then they're like they never tell you what state it is, and it's when they were going to reveal it, it was like it aired different states and different markets.
Oh yeah,
remember that when they actually revealed it? It was like people watching the Midwest were like, "Oh, it's Springfield, Illinois," and then people watching the East Coast like it's Springfield, Oregon. It's like, wait a minute, that was Illinois. No, it's Oregon. So intelligent. It's such a fucking gem that they did that.
Yeah,
could be what it is. Different person every week. Larkin thinks it's Zachary Wentz. I mean, throw your who else? Bell's boy says it's Zachary Wentz. A lot of guesses for Wentz. Bill's saying it's Caleb.
It's definitely not AC Romero.
It's definitely not AC Romero. That's for damn sure. It is definitely not AC Romero. But then again, we haven't seen AC Romero and Suicide in the same room at the same time.
Thank you.
Yes, I mean Jaybone, that's true. We haven't seen him. This was not a bad match. I mean, it was kind of like very random, very TNA match. Suicide was obviously a TNA.
Oh my
original.
God! I just figured it out.
What?
I just figured it out. Who's under the Suicide costume?
Who?
What was I saying?
Jiminy Christmas.
No, it's not that guy.
Jaybone's behind that mask.
It's not 1990 me. Damn it! What did I say during the watch along?
Remind us.
It's someone with long dark hair, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Who's the tag partner with AC Baby?
With AC Baby, Larry D.
Larry D has long hair. Boom! Larry D is Suicide. I figured it out.
Mute his mic. Mute his mic. He's done. He's done. We're at the end of the show anyway. Moose retains the title. Pretty quick match. Nothing too crazy. Suicide did look good though, and I still say they got to start selling that Suicide mask because that's a really cool look, especially the new Suicide mask. So let's get that out there in the market. Shop Impact, guys. Let's get that out there, please. But that was it, everybody. That's the show. Next week, Elgin and Callahan in the tournament. Rhino and Shamrock in the tournament. Triple XL taking on TJP and Fala, and then Mac versus Swinger. That's what's been announced so far. So that's the show, man. I thought it was a pretty good show. It went quick, a lot of storyline. I mean, let's wrap it up here. Alicia, thoughts on it? Anything that you wanted to see that you didn't get to see, or maybe what coming out of this? What do you want to see next week?
Nothing. I'm just intrigued with everything that's been going on. They've been doing a really good job with the circumstances that they've been handed. So they're definitely in competition with the other brands.
I think so. That's a good point. Everybody's doing empty arena stuff. I think Impact's doing the most concise, built stuff. It's full. They're taking it seriously. They're basically taking it like it's normal shows. There's a crowd there. They're not making it a thing that there's no crowd there.
Right.
We're progressing as is. Like this is what we would have done on TV. So let's see, Jay. Final thoughts on this one. And anybody in the chat, definitely give your final thoughts. What you thought of this show and everything, please.
The brand is just evolving so much, it's almost hard to keep up with it. But I mean that as a compliment as well, because around every turn, all of a sudden there's like, whoa, who's this new person? And whoa, what's going on with this storyline and all this kind of stuff. So, man, I'm in. I love it. You know, it's not boring. I'll say that. All right.
That's a good way to sum it up. Kyle?
I love the term COVID product. Impact has the best COVID product.
Oh, wow. That's where we're at. That's the new normal, guys.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right. Well, we miss shows. We miss going to shows. I appreciate Impact doing this. I remember being a little skeptical of empty arena shows when they first started doing it, all the companies, but I'm so glad they're doing it. It keeps our show going. It keeps us getting together to watch something. So I definitely appreciate the effort from everybody. Kyle? The closing thought on the show, man?
Closing thoughts on the show. I enjoyed the episode a lot, but man, Rohit, tough break. I don't know how Rohit comes back from this, but I will tell you that me and him will be watching some kung fu movies together next weekend on this channel. So, shout out to Rohit, man. We're going to talk a lot of Wu-Tang, a lot of kung fu. It's going to be a party. You know how we roll around here, man. You know how we do.
That's right, man. Kyle and
Trent, great episode overall. I loved Crazy Steve, seeing him back there. I like that they announced that he's full time. I'm just on the edge of my seat thinking about where they're going to go with him. A lot of takeaways from this episode, man. The great Johnny Bravo. Thank you so much for coming on, roasting us, kicking me in the balls. See, I'm a ball buster, so when you do that, you earn my respect. You earn my respect.
There you go.
So shout out to Johnny Bravo. That was a great interview. And shout out to the listeners in the chat, man. Nothing without them.
Absolutely. No, thank you guys all for hanging with us. Longer episode because of John. We had him in today. So let's get our plugs in here. Alicia, where can people follow you, connect with you online?
I am on Instagram and Twitter, Alicia B. Hakey, all one word.
Yeah, give her a follow. Kyle, Jaybone, let's get ready. Kyle, start with you.
Alicia, I just want to say, thank you for coming again. You are a doing a great job. It's only your second time. You know, you did good on your first time. And, you know, I remember my first time. He was huge. It was rough. You know, it wasn't easy, but thank you so much. We're going to keep having you on. It's great to have the female perspective. But Alicia, you're a little too quiet. You gotta step on us.
I'm still trying to get used to this new position.
You gotta jump on us. You gotta step on us. That's how we roll. You know?
Definitely, yeah. Feel free to insult us. That's for sure. But Briggs, her second podcast appearance.
She's got to be comfortable. Man.
I'm such a noob.
This.
I'm earning my chops, though. I'll get better at busting your balls.
That's right. You're doing a great job. So,
Thank you for having me, guys.
Thanks for being here. Jay, Kyle, we can get your plug. Where can people follow you?
AL_TNI on Twitter. And you can see it on the ticker right below me there.
The ticker's flying by. Jaybone just verbalized it. It's on the ticker, but go ahead and verbalize it.
There you go. You can find me over on the Twitter box at Jaybone5150. That's JAYBONE 5150, just in case you can't read or spell. And you can also find Smash This Podcast over on that other little channel on YouTube. Smash This Podcast is also on the Facebook, the Twitter box, and the Instagram.
You didn't do the Smash thing. I was waiting for it.
I just came back. I got to get back into the swing of things again. But Smash.
You guys swing?
Yeah, that too.
I don't give a damn.
Well, thank you. Yeah, you're subbed. You do.
Yeah, you're subbed.
You sneak in all the shows. Don't tell me you don't, Kyle.
I do.
So yeah, Smash This Podcast is coming back next week.
All right, very nice, guys. Follow the show at We Talk Impact, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Connect with us. Just type in We Talk Impact or Total Nonstop Impact Podcast. Remember, you can find the audio version of the show at
You guys swing?
Anywhere podcasts are found: Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, YouTube, you name it. We're on it. We're on like a bunch of random podcast apps. Whatever you use to play podcast audio, we're on it. Rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, tell Johnny Bravo, tell somebody at Impact Wrestling who you actually want to do the Impact in-betweens like we were doing today during the co-stream, and Melissa Santos wasn't on, so maybe we could do it, you know? Let them know who you want. I'm trying to get us sold out, Kyle. Don't you try to stop me. I'm trying to get money in your pocket, kid. I'm gonna make you a star, like Herb Abrams style. That's what I'm trying to do.
Hey, you bring Herbie up, and, you know, I just to remind you folks, I'm going to leave flowers and honor the great Herb Abrams, and you'll see that footage next week.
Next week it is. Don't forget, guys, you can also connect with us. We do a couple other shows on this channel. We do the Impact Plus weekly on the weekend. So we wrap up Impact Plus, talk Explosion, Sammy and Friends, whatever's happening on Impact Plus. Every Monday night, though, we do an NWA TNA throwback show. We all get together. We get special guests on that one. Some of our friends who watched it growing up, you know, come join us. We're looking to get some old TNA talent on that one, too. So every Monday night, next week is going to be episode number 25. And for context, Russo just formed the Sports Entertainment Extreme faction where we left off. So now it's getting hot. So definitely join us for that, guys. But again,
we went around smacking 75-year-old women.
That was actually on the show. I swear to you. But definitely connect with us, guys. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to the great John, capital E, period, Bravo, for being on with us. The stars of Impact Wrestling are on this show, guys, and we appreciate them. We also appreciate all of you, your wonderful listeners, your wonderful friends and fans, and we hope you keep coming back. So, guys, that'll do it for us. We will talk to you this weekend on the Impact Plus Weekly. Good night, everybody.
Jiminy Christmas.
This is the real Impact Wrestling World Champion, Big Michael Elgin, and you're listening to Total Nonstop Impact.
This is the jaw-jacking Tuesday Night Impact, and his mother called him son because he shines like one. Mocha Skin Manimal, Rohit Raju, and you are watching Total Nonstop Impact.
This is Taya La Güera Loca, and you are listening to Total Nonstop Impact.
The Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander, and you're listening to Total Nonstop Impact.
We are the Rascals. And you are listening to Total
Nonstop
Impact Podcast, baby.
Woo! And what you're really listening to is Total Nonstop Impact. Don't you dare miss a lesson. Oh, yeah.